welcome to the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast, episode 223. Right? 223?
Yeah, I hope so. All I know
I
is I
hope
got a
so.
better mic. My mic is back. It's the old school, the old Mana Carino. I don't know, the Micah Carino. I don't know. It's the real McCoy. It's not through my work computer where I sounded like a fucking asshole last week. So I apologize to everybody. I was editing that episode. And I'm like, this is fucking garbage. I can't stand to hear myself normally add like bad audio into the mix. Holy shit.
Wow.
My God, how did you? You're
Wow.
like, it's not that bad. It sounded like we're interviewing you. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't get the job.
I barely got the job myself. It's okay. We got by.
Holy smoke. Well, how do I look? Because now this is a new, like, there's a couple of like extension stories I'll tell you about because I did get my computer the next day. That's a whole story into it. But how do I look, man? Because this is a 1080p camera now.
Oh,
For all this time, all these years, I was using well, for a long time anyway. Actually, for all these years, because even when I was using my old computer, it was a 720p. So HD, but like, like entry level HD, like just, you just nudged into that first realm of HD,
shoot.
720. Now it's 1080p, motherfucks,
Wow.
1080p.
No, it looks great. And hopefully I can join you there one day in 1080p world. Right now
Well,
I barely look freaking presentable and I barely look clear probably on these things. And
VHS.
right, here we are. We're back, VHS style. Well, at least I'm VHS. But I mean, guys,
I'll
we come
smash you.
back. We had the last show, right? We had BS and we talked about whatever all the stuff we did, and his sound was what it was, and we came back. At least we came back. Now here we are, a week later, another show, and more nonsense because there's no
Nonsense.
official movie review. I did have a what I hope is a fun idea with these lists that I've come up with. Well, I didn't come up with, of course, but more on that later. But we're gonna have like 10 lists from 10 different websites on people's opinions on horror, and we're gonna read them and talk about them. I have always wanted to do this type of thing, but anyway,
A list
bottom line is
show.
this: a list show.
Yes.
I love lists. I
Yeah.
just uh
I'm gonna start with my
I
grocery list. I want organic pumpkin seeds.
that's all.
Yeah. Some turkey pepperettes.
Whoa. What are pepperettes? Well, I know.
What are pepperettes? Like a
Is it?
pepperoni stick. They just
Oh,
gave
they
it
call
a
them.
cool name, pepperettes.
You gave it that name?
No, I didn't give it that name.
Oh,
Like the world did.
the world called them pepperettes.
You
I just
guys
don't
don't
know
call them pepperettes in the States?
that I know of. I just the pepperoni sticks. Yeah,
No, that's what they are. I mean, yeah.
pepperettes. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like pepperoni flavored like freaking breath mints or something. Pepperettes, doesn't it?
Imagine that. Like sucking on a breath mint that's pepperoni. Like totally defeating the purpose of it.
Here's what I want to know: can there be a breath mint made that it may taste like a pepperoni, but the breath you're going to give is a good breath? Like, is it possible to have a breath mint that the taste of it doesn't necessarily coincide with the the smell of it?
Yeah. I mean, you figure
You know,
if we can make shit taste like barbecue chips or pizza chips, you figure they would have figured that out by now. But I don't think it exists, Dave. I think if it
no,
tastes like shit, your breath is going to smell like it too.
I guess that would be a nice
Eh,
invention, though, right?
yeah, I mean, come on, get on it, folks. As you
Yeah.
can tell, or maybe you can't tell, my voice is still not back, man. It will be 2 weeks
Mm.
officially tomorrow, and I'm suffering from like just hanging on. Like my voice is come and gone all week. It came
Mm-hmm.
back like more or less like now, but it's been hoarse, and at night it typically gets bad again. And I've been bad cough morning and night. It's just lingering. I can't fucking shake it. But
Wow.
anyway, I'm going to just talk very briefly about the horror story that was getting these new computers. Well, one
Oh,
horror
do it.
story and one good story. So I got my new Mac Mini. It's sitting right over here. I can't pull it out to show you that it's a puck, like I mentioned to you, but it's literally that big. The box is right here. So here, this is what I'll show you. That's what it looks like. Literally, that's the size
Oh,
of it.
a box. Oh, wow.
It's pretty much almost real size, if not
Oh,
the real
wow. I
size. So
like
that's
it.
it. That's what it looks like. It came in that, and that was the computer. A beautiful, totally separate. I didn't go for all at once. I got a beautiful 32-inch monitor for editing. It's fucking phenomenal.
Hmm.
It's gorgeous. It's up here. I'm not even on that computer. That's a whole other story. So I bought myself this setup, and then work. I think I mentioned I had told work, "Hey, I'm editing your videos for you." I was doing it on my personal computer. My personal computer crapped out. I don't need to buy a computer. I thinking about buying a computer, but you
Hmm.
guys should buy me a computer, or not buy me a computer, but buy a computer specifically for editing. And they're like, "Oh, okay, why not?" So then I wasn't sure what was
Wow.
going to happen. I thought I was going to be on consignment. I thought I was going to have to log in with my work credentials and this, that, and the other thing. Our IT guy hates Apple. He took a picture of the serial number and then handed me the computer. They just handed me the computer and said, "Have at it." And I guess if they need it
Wow.
back, when they need it back, I got to give it back to them. So if I get shit canned, if I quit, or I guess
Right.
down the line, whatever, we stop making these videos and I don't need to edit them. Well, now I'm like, do I keep this computer I just bought? Because I literally, what we're recording this podcast on right now is this new MacBook that work got for me
Wow.
to edit the videos. So it's a catch 20. Like, I have this beautiful new system. It's gorgeous, but I've got this work computer, and you know what? It has more ports. Funny enough, it has the built-in camera. So I'm just like, screw it. We're going to use this to record the show on.
Wow.
So
Look at this.
the
So you
horror
went from
story was,
nothing
yeah, to now
to
having two.
overabundance.
Yeah, and I'm
Wow.
like, I don't really, like I said, I would turn the one I bought for myself. But my thing is, and I truly believe this, the second I do that, they're going to be like, "Okay, Christian, you have to bring the computer." Like, this is not my computer. It's just mine while we're editing. I'm making these podcasts for my work. And it looks like we're going throughout the year. It's going to be another thing that we do throughout the year. So essentially, I've got it's mine to use. It's just not like, if, like I said, anything happens, it's not. I have to give it back.
Wow.
So I just worry that something would happen, and then I'd be right back to square one of having to grab a computer. So I got it. It's fine. I didn't pay. I made sure I got the best deal for the best bang for your buck for my personal computer here.
Hmm.
So yeah, so from
That's
zero
great.
computers to two. And
Right.
the Mac Mini was almost a nightmare to set up. Almost a nightmare. It was fairly plug and play at the beginning, like Mac should be. And then I ran
Mm.
into a thing like they didn't have the newest OS like updated, which is a lot of times the case. So then I got the Wi-Fi working because I was having major Wi-Fi dropouts. I think I was telling you this. I was like, it would come up and it would drop. It would come up, it would drop. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's driving me crazy. No
Right.
rhyme or reason to it. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I'm not an IT guy. I know a little bit of this and that, but I mean, I had a deep dive troubleshooting of what was going on. Got it working. I'm like, oh crap, it's not even updated to the latest OS. So I updated it to the latest OS, and then all it was even worse. The Wi-Fi, it just wouldn't keep a signal. Like, it was practically useless. So I
Wow,
was
man.
tearing my hair out, as you said. I was like, I'm gonna fucking throw this computer through the window. I was ready to return it
Oh,
the next day. And it was
oh,
one last thing I read and did. One last thing. It's like, if this doesn't fucking finish it, it's done. Did it, and it worked. And everything is, and knock on wood, it's been
wow.
perfect for almost a week now, because it came in like Monday. So
That's beautiful.
that's it. Then I open up this MacBook Pro, type in my credentials, boom, bam, bing, set up. Perfect. Out of the box, worked like a charm. Like everything that you'd expect from Apple, it just worked. Everything was beautiful. no Wi-Fi issues. I still had to update to the new OS. I had to do pretty much everything the same, and it worked flawlessly. So two opposite ends of the spectrum. But can you
Yeah.
imagine if you just jump on the Mac bandwagon and you have that negative experience? You'd be like, what the fuck's everybody talking about?
Right.
Because I've
Right.
never had that experience really. Like, a few little hiccups with the AirPods and this, that, and the other thing. But like I was ready. I was like, fuck Mac. I don't even need it. Fuck the podcast. I'll record on my I'll have to figure out something else. I was getting pissed because I was just getting
I
angry.
believe it.
And
Yeah.
then like, well,
I've
you
been
got a
there.
little bit of that through text. Sorry, man. But yeah,
Oh, that's nothing. Hey,
my
I
wife was
do it
tired of
too.
hearing about it.
Oh, you can tell me anytime because I know what it's like. I actually appreciate when I know that I'm not the only lunatic in the world that freaking is going crazy over things like that. So it's like, okay, I don't feel so bad because I give it. Like earlier today, I was going crazy because of this damn computer here, which I've had for a long time, and everything takes so long to do it. And just trying to get on the Zoom, and then I gotta get on the Zoom because we do Zoom, and then I gotta send Christian a link to get on Zoom, and I can only send him the link through Facebook Messenger is the easiest thing to do. Well, my Facebook isn't activated. So you guys are going to see me once a week activating my Facebook just to do that. And then I activated my Facebook again just to send him the link in Messenger. And it was taking so long that I stopped and I went back to Zoom and I sent him an invite through email, which was quicker than trying to go on a website.
Yeah, it worked.
Anyway,
We're
and
here.
it did
We
work.
got it.
We're
But
here. I'm
my
just
God, this week has been so like, I mean, the problem was I was mad because I wanted to edit the other episode. That's what I was mad about. We've been in hiatus for so long. We
right.
recorded it, even though I'm pissed off at the sound. And again, apologies to everybody. But I edited the audio version. Well, the video version is coming, but because of the switch over to the new computers, I've lost my template for exploding heads. So I'm not. I'm pretty sure I could salvage it and do extract it from my old MacBook still. But if not, then I've got to kind of recreate the beginning. So that's why there's a bit of a delay as to why the episode hasn't come out yet. But yeah,
Hey, man.
what a week! What a week! But we're almost firing on all cylinders again.
We're almost. I'm just not there mentally still. That's why we're doing. That's why I couldn't commit to even trying to find a movie to freaking take notes on. I have no enthusiasm to do anything outside of what I'm already signed on to do, such as 2023 movies with the year's coming to an end. So I'm cranking 2023s. I am watching slasher movies for Year of the Slasher. So it is exploding heads related stuff. But when I step outside to do anything else, it's been hard to even think. And then I'm doing 2011 with 22 shots for when we do that. So I
Oh
have
yeah,
all
F
these
that.
different things coming in, and it's hard. And when I do have free time, if my wife's around, I'm watching something with her, and I'll talk to you about the stuff I've been watching and whatnot, different documentaries and shows and stuff. So it's like, and now because of Christmas, and I think we touched on this last show, is that when I am here with the wife in the evening, we're watching Christmas things. So that cuts
Oh,
into me wanting to do anything else. Believe me, if there would have been a new movie that we can both have watched and reviewed, or I just, I'm just having trouble getting into anything besides that, what I've just said. And even getting into
okay
2023,
though.
I'm balls deep.
Well,
2023, I feel good.
Well, that's the
I'm
good thing about it
excited.
because it's the 10th, and we've already decided that we're going to record that one in January. So we're
Right.
waiting until the year ends, which is
Yeah.
fantastic because I can get all my extra watches. And I actually went on a run this week in between frustrations, and I got a few. Like I ended up seeing Thanksgiving. And I think I'm closer to you, even though you haven't given any score. Just I think your initial reaction, you put in text or whatever, I think I might be closer to you. I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Mhm.
I know I'll rewatch it. It will probably be an annual staple, but I didn't love it. I didn't think it was the best thing ever, but I really enjoyed it.
No.
I thought it was good. I
Yeah,
would
I
say
did
that I'm
too.
probably 7.5. I think that's
Yeah,
probably where I am. 7.5.
that's where I
Like,
am.
yeah. And
Yeah.
again, not
To me,
negative. It was good. I
no.
had a good time with it, some good kills. But like people are blowing it like it's a second coming, and I'm a little surprised.
I
But
am too, because it's like 20 minutes too long, and there's too much cop stuff.
yeah,
Aside from that, it's fun,
yeah,
right? But
yeah.
it's a
But
little long.
it's a lot. It is fun. Like again, I don't want to.
Yes.
So like, because I mentioned that we could possibly talk about that more in depth, but you're like, you know what?
Yeah,
I
we
didn't take
can.
notes, and no,
But
that's fine. Well, it'll probably come up on the because as of right now, it'll be on my list. I just don't know where it's going to be on my top 23 list, but
that's
it's gonna
another problem.
it's
Can
gonna
I
probably make it.
rewatch it? Can I rewatch it before year end? Is the problem, because I have to do that second watch. So when you're
Yeah, who
talking about a
knows?
7.5, that's an on the bubble type movie for my list, even for this year, which has been
Interesting.
subpar for the most part, but it's kind of righted itself. I think we probably talked about that last week, but I
Yeah,
don't think, again, I got to really look at it, but I want to say that with 23 movies, yeah, there's going to be some 7.5s that don't make it.
yeah.
So
I,
we'll see, but I'm having a good time with it. And like I said, that movie, it was a good movie, and I'm glad that it wasn't comical. It wasn't comedy the way I thought. Like when it first came out, I heard a couple people review it, and the way they were describing, and I was like, I wanted it to be more like the the trailer I saw. We should
yeah.
have a little bit of a goof to it, a little, but I didn't want it to be a horror comedy. I wanted, if you're gonna go old school slasher, go old school slasher. Have a little humor. Fine, that I can dig it. But people were saying at first, I was like, oh no. But then I saw, I'm like, no, this isn't comedy. I mean, it's like it's
Well,
whatever. It's
I did like. Well, so we are going to talk about it a bit. What I did
why
like is
not a
that they
little.
played with convention a little bit too. They made the prick dad that at first you're like, oh, they're going to make him go prick the whole movie. You're going to want him to die, and they actually made him nice. Like he actually said, went to his daughter, the owner of the thing, that after the trampoline happened and he was considered a monster. They almost
Well,
made
be
the
careful.
why?
Be careful. We don't want to spoil. I mean, a lot
Oh,
of people
very
didn't
true.
get to see it, and it's not out on VOD yet.
Very true. I'm horrible for that, and I
I'm
don't
here.
care. So yeah, the killer is this guy. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
But that stuff
No,
worked. It had that
but
feel.
I'll yeah, I'll be a little bit more cryptic. Then I'll just say I liked how they played with his character, because usually these movies usually they keep him a prick, and they keep him a prick for the whole movie, and they gave him like kind of at the halfway point, maybe even before the halfway point, he had a change of heart, and there's a touching scene with him and his daughter, and that ends up playing out a little bit more so near the end as well. So I was
Hmm.
surprised by that, and I liked that aspect of it, because you're used to seeing that play out like you said, like with they're just dicks through the whole thing. And the fact that he
Yeah.
was from
Yeah.
Hostel, and I like when like
That guy.
directors.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told
Yeah.
you, I told you that we were talking about one thing I do like about Flanagan, is that you could tell that if you're in with him, he will reuse you in every project, or multiple projects, and I love that about a director. I like when they get a team together that they feel like they can trust and use them for more than one project.
Yeah. I do too. It's seeing familiar faces is always good. And I picked up on him right away. I was like, oh yeah, that's him. I thought they were gonna have a tie-in, and in the movie at one point, he was gonna put that freak. They were gonna show that tattoo from the hunting thing. Because remember how he wasn't hostile when it was like, come on,
Oh,
let's see, we're all part of the same team. I would have
yeah,
totally done that had I been Eli Roth. But then again, depending on where he wanted the character to go, I just thought that would have been cool if it was the same guy. Oh wait, did he
yeah.
die in that movie? Oh, then impossible. Sorry. Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Although it could have been a
We're not
prequel.
supposed to say anything because we don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we can't even. Okay. Oops. I don't know if he died or what. I was talking about Hostel, whether he died. I wasn't talking about this movie. Saying, did he die in Hostel? Therefore, his character can't be around now. That's what I was getting at.
I've watched Hustle so many times that I can't remember. I don't think he
Right.
does.
He
I don't
had
think he
to.
does. No,
You don't think so? I think he gets
unless he
shot or
was
something.
unless he was killed because of the fact that off screen. I don't believe he dies.
I
Or
think
not,
he
at
was
least not
killed.
on screen.
Huh. I want to say it had to do with him escaping. And that's how they escaped, because he had to kill him first. Because remember, he walked in, he goes, "Hey," he goes, "get your own room." Remember, he looks out at him, he goes, "Hey, buddy,
Oh
get your
wait,
own room." It was after he met
what
him.
was it? Yeah,
He
is
would
he
come
the?
in and,
Yeah, he's not the one doing the eye on
oh,
the
he
Asian
was
girl, is he?
torturing the Asian girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
then
he's
he
dead.
must. Yeah, he
So he
must get
must
shot or
die,
something. How do we
right?
not
Something.
remember this?
That's how fucked up our heads are, especially mine. I don't know, but I did remember that scene. I was like, "Wait
See if I can
a
bring it
minute,"
up.
you know. "Hey, buddy," he said, "get your own place or something." He goes, "You pay your joint." He said something though, but that would have been something. The thing
My
about
God, I
Thanksgiving,
can't
I
remember.
dug it. It's okay. Well, what are you gonna do? Some people may know. We don't. What can we? I mean, I guess we should be on top of the genre. Although half the podcasts you listen to, they don't even know what the hell they're talking about in the genre. They haven't seen a movie like freaking, I don't know. Pick a movie. I listen to so many podcasts, and I sometimes get shocked at some of the movies that people haven't seen. And not to be one of those people like a gatekeeper or a whatchamacallit.
Well,
I'm not trying to be like that, but I'm like,
I get you.
people
I
that
hear you.
present themselves a certain way, like on a podcast, you would just expect, especially if they seem knowledgeable on other things, that they've also seen that, certain flicks, and then you find out, oh no. You know what always gets me? Like a lot of recent films. You talk to people and they haven't seen like a movie from 2021 or something like that. That was like maybe not on everyone's top tens, but I mean just a known movie in the community. And excuse me, not even a Hollywood movie, just a movie that, people are aware of. Like, I don't know. It does happen. I'm like, no, I haven't seen that movie. Talking about a movie like, I don't know. I can't. I'm so poor nowadays. That's the biggest problem with me. With this brain thing is more than ever. I've lost those little things in your brain that make you quick witted to pull something out of the air that way. That's what I've consistently lost the last couple of years. Is that, and I know I have. I don't have that. It's like I feel like someone see this hat on my head. It's almost like somebody took a hat on my head, an invisible hat, and put it on over the brain and said, "Okay, you're still going to think, but the wavelengths aren't exactly what they are, or they're going to be blocked by." It's like Superman trying to see through something and lead blocks it. You know what I mean? It's something like that.
For
I don't
for
know.
for your for your quips, you mean like for shooting off like witty comebacks?
Not even
Or the
witty
fact that we can't
comebacks.
even remember if the guy died in Hostel or not?
Well, that, but like being able to pick out an example off the top of my head. Like I couldn't come up with a good title from 2021 that's a movie that most people should have seen. You know what I'm saying? Where in the past
Yeah.
I would have been able to do that, like a movie from the last 5 years, like VFW or something. And is that even horror? I don't know. So that's not even a best. I just happen to look at my movies there. Train to Busan. Okay, how about that? Train to Busan, the last 10 years has been kind of a bigger movie. So if you're talking to like a horror guy on a podcast and he's talking and they're saying this and he said he never saw Train to Busan, to me that would be kind of surprising. That's what I'm saying.
Especially since
And
it's on every streaming platform, it seems like when you know that you can see it, like, maybe someone doesn't have the coin to subscribe to this, that, and the other thing. But Tubi, for instance, is totally free. And
see,
ultimately, if you've got internet access, you can get Tubi and be able to watch them. And that was on Tubi for a while as well.
yeah, well, there you go. I mean, maybe it isn't even the best example, but I mean, and some people specialize in retro stuff, but it's just weird. There's like a lot of people on a lot of podcasts, and I'm just like surprised that things got by them. But I don't know. I guess maybe I think it has to do with how much importance those end of the year shows are. And see, they're a big thing for certain people like us. We want to see all the stuff we can and have a good 20. I can't stand putting listening to some other podcasts and they've come up with a hidden gem that I've never heard of. I mean, it's a good thing because it turns you on to something, but sometimes if it does happen to me, I'd be like, how the hell? And I've said it to Brandon. It's happened with Brandon, but his movies, I was probably mostly aware of them and decided not to watch it because they would fit into my, horror description, if you will. So that could have been something, but he has
Mhm.
done some surprising stuff. That was kind of, what's the word? Fringy. You know what I mean? So it's,
Well, like I
you're
mean,
gonna catch it.
his number one year was ICU,
Right.
which I loved. But again, and I said that, yeah, it's a fantastic, like I thoroughly enjoyed it. But you can easily see why some people might not necessarily group it into horror. But it was enough. It was a dark enough thriller that I can also argue that you can put it. I just
Amen.
saw Don't Worry, Darling, or
Oh, that's good.
from
Yeah. Did you
last
like it?
year. I missed
Yeah.
it from last year, and I think it was Heather's
Oh,
number one from last year. But Carrie
oh,
watched it with one of my daughters, and they really enjoyed it. So Carrie's like, "Yeah, let's put that on." I watched that this past week, or at some point, like recently, and I really liked it. I really liked it, and
yeah,
it's dark enough
man.
that I could see why someone may have included it. I don't know if I would necessarily say it's straight out horror, but it shares some similarities to other things that we've seen. Like the whole idea behind it is horrific, especially like with some like some things were based on like happiness and just wanting to bring some joy and happiness back to their relationship or life, and then other ones seem like it may have been like more of a fixation or a kidnapping situation or whatever it may be. So like they don't deep dive into a lot of it, but you get it just through the responses to when certain things are revealed at the end. May have gone on a
Yeah.
little longer than it needed to, but it was definitely a good flick.
Yeah, it was on my list. I know that much. It was definitely there last year. And I think I said last year I wasn't going to watch it. And then JP, I remember specifically said, he goes, "No, dude, watch it. You'll consider horror and you'll like it." And he was right. I
Yeah.
was cool with it. It was like a Twilight Zone type thing. It's really cool. But I could understand how someone could watch it and say, "I'm not going to include it." We're weird that way. Everybody
Well,
is
like your
weird about
birth
that. It's just,
this year, this year for me, it's you're not thinking Birth Rebirth as a horror film. I'm
that's
still
me.
a
Yeah.
bit perplexed on that one because it literally is like I'm not when I say it's like Reanimator, please listen to the fact. Of course, it's not a gore fest like an over the top zombie flick like Reanimator, but it's essentially a mad scientist story in a sense, and it's
In a
about
sense.
reanimating the dead. So and what they need to do to be able to do that process and where they have to go to like and I guess we're only seeing the beginning part of it based on how the movie ends because you can see this having to go into a much darker place down the line to have to keep this charade going or the whole
Yeah. I mean,
process going.
funny thing is that I wanted to call it horror. That is the weird part because there was a bet. It was Jay the Dead and somebody else on the podcast. I forgot. Maybe it might have been Dave. Either way, they were talking about whether or not I would consider it a horror movie because Jay did, and they bet $5 on it or whatever. I'm gonna say it was Doc Shock. I don't know. And so I said I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be honest. Of course, I'm gonna go in and and usually Jay and I line up a lot. And so I kind of anticipated thinking it was horror going in, and I wanted it to be. And then what I remember about it was I do hear what you're saying, but I think the presentation of it was just more like, yes, someone is trying to keep somebody dead alive or do something like that. It was just like a science thing. I don't know how mad scientist it was, but it just seemed like honestly, I can't. It's not fair
Well,
for me to try to tell you why because it's been
yeah,
so long. But at the
okay.
end of it, I had to give an honest answer, and I think we talked about it on that podcast. I forgot which episode of Jay the Dead's New Horror Movies, but I did give my reasons at that time. I just can't remember now. You know,
And there's gore, not
but
that gore makes a horror movie, but there's gore.
no, but
It's medical gore, so there's blood there. They play with the soundtrack, so there's soundtrack cues that would also like tell you that they're trying to dabble in that. And then again, just in my opinion, just the subject matter itself.
I
Um,
wonder. I wonder if I have notes on it. I might look at the notes
well,
and see what I have to say because I'm
that was the only one
curious
that
now.
perplexed me because I remember you kind of throwing it out there, and then you said, "You know what? I know I don't think I considered it horror," but then I ended up watching it and um, I really enjoyed it, which is why like I don't need it to be on your list by any means. So if you don't consider it horror, you don't consider it horror. Horror,
Well, it's
that's
funny
fine. But
because these are the notes that I wrote. I did take notes for because I was going to talk about it on the show.
okay,
And
cool.
this is how I started. Cool and scary start. Horror soundtrack for sure. This is what those are my first two notes.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
I'm bored in the first 5 minutes of thinking, okay, maybe. And then there's some other random things. Poor baby, someone's not getting enough attention. I'm thinking, why does she want the baby? She doesn't seem the nurturing type. So there you go. There's just more and more. Something with a pig, of course. And yeah, I don't have it there. Bottom line is I only gave it a 6 anyway. So it doesn't matter whether or not it's horror or not. I'll put it on the list though. But I didn't, I remember at that's what I said. I go, to me, it didn't seem it. Now I want to go back though. But see, I don't care about that. I'm not uptight about it. I'm sure there are movies I consider horror that others don't, and vice versa. Happens a lot.
No, for sure, for
So
sure.
be
I
it.
just,
You
I
know.
again, it was another example of I think low budget for me done well. Where I think although presented in a quote unquote artsy type way, lower key performances, but really well done. Like the two leads, I thought were really good in their portrayals, um, and so I was on board. And it's usually not a movie that I'd be on board with. It's just the funniest part of it that I kind of just accepted it, was very kind of pleased and stuck around for the ride and was really kind of surprised by how it, well, not 100% how it ended because they kind of opened with that same sort of scenario and then yeah, it's like, how did they get here? Sorry, I just hit my mic, of course. And then,
Ah,
but the last image to end the movie, I thought was cool and haunting as well. So it stuck with me, and so
nice.
it's which is fun. I mean, it was just when you said it wasn't horror, I was always like, I'm like, it's so weird that you think
Hmm.
that, but that's okay. I mean,
I can't. I wish I could
it's
watch it again just to find out. Maybe I just will because when I had the time, because I want to know. It's I could talk about it again. That's okay. It wasn't bad, you know. But right now it's rewatch season, and there's like 5 new ones that I just got added to my players, so I'm gonna have to watch them now. Actually, did I tell you about them? I got them added now, so I don't know if we talked about them last week or we didn't. But
we're talking about some options that could that you hadn't, the Ennies or Ns or something like that. That was
oh
one of
yeah,
them.
Ennis
Yeah.
Men, Enys,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that was one.
Enos Men, without whatever the
Enos.
hell it's called. Yeah, whatever it's called. I haven't watched that one yet, and when I tried to get it to play on my thing, it wouldn't play. So I'm gonna have to go and get it, watch it elsewhere because it does seem like people are digging it. So see, this is how far gone I am. I'm just trying to find something that should be real easy on my phone, like on the front page, and I have no memory as to what it looks like. There it is, MB. Okay, I use it all the time, and my short term is just it's just not there, man. I gotta save this phone too for what do you call it? My battery's dead. Pardon me. My battery's low, and it's never low. But when I plugged it in last night, when I went to bed, for some reason it didn't charge. Don't know why, just didn't.
Oh,
So I
that's
know
never
I'm
a
at
good
half
thing.
power. I know. I just hope I don't run out when I'm reading those lists later. So I'm gonna launch my MB here and see what these other ones that have just been added are, because that'll help me. Latest movies. Let's see. Oh, there's this new movie coming. Oh, I'm not gonna watch that one, but I'm gonna watch this one called Lord of Misrule, which just came out, I think. Um, okay, did I talk about satanic Hispanics last time?
Yes.
Okay. Now I got these other ones. Hunter Killer.
Yep. You mentioned that one too.
Okay, The Sacrifice Game. Have you seen this one? Mm-hmm.
No. No.
This Christmas, Raise a Little Hell. Christmas Break 1971. The Sacrifice Game. I wonder if it goes by a different title. Why do I have it here? Okay. So and I want to make sure that it's one that I'm it's on my list. Oh, it's a 5.6 here. Um
I think Jason just
Interesting.
watched that and he put a picture up on it and
A
uh
picture.
like he always puts like now watching and then we'll give a quick
Oh, that.
description of what he what he thought.
Oh, okay.
But
So,
again, one of his favorite of the year is that No One Will Save You, which again a lot of people liked, and
oh, the
that won't even
freaking
be on my list.
that ending freaking
That won't even be on my anywhere close to my top 23 of the year list.
no, Jay loves it too. Some people love it. I just cannot get over what they did in the end of that. I just I was so on board.
And
Whatever.
dude,
What are you gonna do?
dude,
It
I
happens
watched
from time to time.
again, I don't want to give everything away, but hey, I watched When Evil Lurks and I
Good
really
stuff, huh?
enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but it's not it didn't blow me away like I was expecting it. I was saving it thinking here's my number one contender probably based on what everybody's saying. And again, another one that I think is going to be number one or two for Jason Smith, and I've heard a lot of people love it. There's some haunting imagery in that movie. And I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it. It was good, and there were some great moments in the
Mm-hmm.
film. It's going to be on my list, and it will probably be high on my list. But I don't think it's going to be my number one movie. That's for sure. But
Oh well, well, number
I
one.
really,
That's there's only one number one. Shit.
yeah, I know, but I think the way people are talking about it, it's going to be a lot of people's number one this year from the sounds of it. And I really liked it. I was just like, I'm just, the problem with when you start with the momentum that you have going, or
Mm-hmm.
some of the images and some of the ways people die in that are like shocking and
Yeah.
whatever, it's hard to keep that momentum going. And unfortunately, the movie doesn't. It kind of runs a little bit out of steam as it's trying to tell you the story of evil and whatnot, and it's fine because that's
Mm-hmm.
interesting, but it just settles down a bit, and then it tries to kick back into high gear, and it succeeds for the end. It's like it is a very very good, possibly great film. Like, based on my first watch, again, I'm maybe hovering around 8.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to sound negative. I think I saved it thinking here's going to be, the one that blows me away this year because so many people just said it was so dark and evil and whatever. And I'm not saying it isn't. It has those elements to it. One question I did have, and again, slight spoiler if you haven't seen it, but not there's not a plot. It's more of a inconsistency. We see something happen to one of a girl. And then when we
Okay.
re-see her, she's totally fine. And I know that that's evil, like,
Another guy with the same exact problem. We had this
oh,
discussion
well,
on Jay
because
the.
because they show the case the wife later and she's all fucked up. So I'm like, there's no consistency there. It's like that was my first. I didn't even know this was an issue. This was my thing just from watching. I'm like, why is this
Wait,
little girl perfectly a okay? Okay, I guess evil's just like you know not showcasing the damage that was done to her or whatever.
well,
But
because then it
then,
wouldn't work for the trick they were trying to pull.
well, that's just a trick on the audience. I mean, at the end of
It
the
is a
day,
trick on the eye. It's
on the
evil
audience. I mean, but
messing with
th-
somebody
okay, well then the wife's all fucked up later. Why wouldn't she be all fine? It would
because
still
they're
be
not
evil
trying to
messing with them.
present. Because evil wasn't trying to present anything. There was no. See, if you look at that scene, there's a whole bunch
Hmm.
of people around.
Yeah.
Um, again, I got to see it again. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
I just thought it was inconsistent. I didn't think it was
see, someone else had that problem too, and it didn't even occur to me. I thought, to me, evil is as
I
evil
want to know
does,
who
and
this
it's just
was
one of.
because
Well, like I said, it was Jay the Dead. I'm pretty sure it was him that he had a problem with it. But I was like, I go that to me is like the people that complain when in The Exorcist Reagan turns her head all the way around supposedly, and then when it's all over, she doesn't have a broken neck. I'm like, well, that's not evil can do whatever the hell it does. You don't care that this girl's floating and doing this and this and this. That doesn't bother you, but somebody doing something like that does. The way I look
no,
at it,
see, I don't see
evil
the
shows
similarity
whatever
because
it wants to
that
show.
doesn't bother me because I think evil like okay, I guess I'm arguing it that you set up kind of these ground rules. I think The Exorcist falls through on all those rules. They don't break their own rule through that. So the fact that that happens is it happens. Here it's like they showcase this like someone getting attacked and brutalized and then showing up spring fresh and perfect and not a drop of blood on them. which is okay.
The
But then
trigger.
later, the same thing happens with the wife, and she comes back and is all fucked up. So I
Well, the
just
fact
took
that
it as inconsistency, to be
yeah, but
honest.
it's okay. Neither of them are real. Nobody should be able to come back from that anyway. So if the little girl, you're saying to yourself, she shouldn't be able to come back from that. But evil's going to do whatever it wants to do, and if it wants to take that that as a tool and use it one way, and then later on say, okay, this guy's wife got killed. She's dead. Obviously, she shouldn't be walking around at all. But because this is evil at work, I'm gonna pick her up, keep her and send it there. Who's to say that evil's gonna do what it wants? But it's like the thing with the girl, was that girl even really there, or was that evil producing another girl intact the way she was before the attack, just to fuck with people because it can?
Yeah, but
See, that's how I look at all this stuff.
and so be it. Again, I have a problem with the consistency of it. So if
Yeah,
showing her all fucked up wouldn't have fucked up the story at all, even with the group of people there, because they could have been more horrified. It would have been even a more horrific scene, and it wouldn't have affected the story structure or anything at all, and would have kept consistency. So that, in fact, they worked against themselves, I think, by not doing it, because it would have been one element of horror. But the build up
I
to
have to
that
watch.
sequence, what happens to her, just based on some of the early imagery, you're like, one of those movies where you're afraid, what is this movie going to show me next? Because it seems like it's
Right.
not afraid to show something. So that's where I give the credit to, because it sounds like I'm shit on the movie. It was just some problems I
I
had
get
with
no,
it,
no, I
and
know.
that's why it's not a 9 or higher. And and it's an 8. I thought it was great. I enjoyed my time with it, but I had some nitpicks, and that was one of them. And so be it, because again, there were times where I'm like, I'm not sure. Like when you don't trust the movie, it might show you something that you're not really knowing you want to see, and that doesn't happen often. And this movie kind of got that vibe, and that was great. And there was another great moment later where the brother's driving the car, and it's not his point of view, but the camera's like fixed, like locked on the hood, looking at him through the windshield, and
Mm-hmm.
it follows him as he's driving through, and some stuff happens, and it doesn't cut away from that shot, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
well done. It's just like a
Yeah.
cinematically a pleasing moment. So, like, yeah, I was happy with that. And that drooling fat blob of evil
Oh
was
yeah.
upsetting and gross and and whatnot. But yeah, just like, again, I'm just trying to be as honest as I can.
No, I get
Like
it.
that, and when
I'm just
usually when I talk like this, it's just like, well, how do you think the movie's great? Because I do think the movie's great. It's just I wanted it to be even more, something even more. And I think just the way people are talking, and I can't help but think, hey, why did that happen? Why did they do this? Oh, I don't know if I like that. Oh, it was a little slow here, but then they picked up again, and I get it. They had to get the story done, and it ended on a downer note as well. And it's just like it's a bem bummer of a movie, but but everybody should check it out. That's for sure.
oh yeah, yeah,
No
definitely see
question.
it. Of course. That the one back to that girl. One question: did that girl come back and say something to the mother? Did she speak to her, or am I confusing myself? Didn't she go, well, such and such is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and they're going to kill you, and then something like
Yes,
that does go down?
that's
Oh, that's
what.
why.
But
Well,
she
that's why
says
she
that.
had to appear. Go ahead.
Yeah, but left ravaged, like
I get
like
that. I
like
understand that,
totally
but the
ravaged, and then comes back, and then comes up all like spring fresh, pretty face,
well,
smiling to the mom. But if she came up all fucked up, the mom could have been frantic. And
yeah, but then she
imagine,
wouldn't have believed her. But then she would
I
have
don't
run
know.
away from her, and then you don't get the boom, the impact of her saying, "Hey, mom, by the way, you think everything's okay because A, of my appearance, and B, just let me tell you what's going on here, and this is gonna happen."
It's
If
funny.
someone else
I
told her
think the
that,
opposite way. Imagine they see the girl all fucked up. Now now we know it's evil, because
well, she wouldn't
or
talk
a
to her.
facade, because the girl is, again, totally fine, not a cut, not a speckle of blood on her. Whereas if she was And she came back and she was like gushing blood, and blood was coming down and like kind of frantic. And the mom was like, "Oh my God, she's safe, but she's fucked up because we know she's
Mm,
fucked up." That would have been a better reveal. She would have grabbed her daughter and been like, "Are you okay?" Held her like this, and then the daughter head's gonna come
okay.
back and goes, "They're gonna kill you. You're gonna die." That would have been way fucking creepier, and it would have hit the head. But it's almost like they didn't want
Interesting.
to put
Yeah,
blood
yeah.
on the little girl to not fuck her up psychologically or something like that. Like I don't know. It was very odd. I thought it was very odd while watching the movie that I'm like, why? Why did they do that? Like first thing I thought of, I'm like, all this, it was
Hmm.
like great, 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 and then a big question mark, nitpick question mark. I'm gonna double down on the nitpick factor, but it was a nitpick question mark, and but there's still a lot of great stuff. And they do
Yeah, yeah,
wedge
for
they
sure.
do wedge the plot and some exposition in there, like a lot of movies have to at some point too, just based on how it is with the mom and whatever, and everybody's talking about evil and these, these rules
Oh,
that
that
you
was
have to
good.
follow and
It was
everything. But
done
yeah, it's
well.
good.
Yeah.
It's like you need it. It was done well, and the characters are likable. Like the brothers are likable, even though you think maybe they did something that one of the brothers could have possibly done something, which is why he's in the situation he's in and hasn't seen his wife or kids for a while. Um, but they play around with some things that, like, again, it's not a main. I wouldn't show this to my wife Carrie. I don't think she would appreciate it.
Fair.
My
Fair.
daughter Jocelyn she may be on board with it because she likes to venture out in a little bit more like into that realm a little bit more. But it's not something a movie I could recommend to everybody.
No, I get what you're saying, but I do think it's damn good, and
Yeah, for
uh
sure.
it's just it's a pure horror movie. It does to me what a horror movie should do. It's almost reminiscent of the Dark and the Wicked when that came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like that. That has that type of feel, and I like a horror movie like that.
Well,
So
I think we all do. I think you could. We that's the great thing about it,
yeah.
and I think like that. Like I said, to encapsulate that feeling, the Dark and the Wicked had that sense of dread throughout the whole thing.
Hmm.
Hereditary was another one that just. But that one's a personal favorite of mine, and that one, a different movie altogether, but just had that sense of dread and that
Right.
feeling, and they were just the way that they showcase something, like when they show that girl's head and they cut away to that girl's head covered with bugs in that movie. You're just like, wow, they're not going to be afraid to show anything here. And Hereditary doesn't go near to the depth of when evil, uh, where
Lurks.
evil
Yeah.
lurks at all. But it's crazy. It's just so.
Yeah. No, here, you know what? Are you gonna watch it again? You've seen it what, once or no?
I've seen it once. I'm not gonna. I told you I'm gonna. My goal. My goal is to not watch anything again. However, because
Hmm.
we're pushing the show into the new year, that once I get through all my first time watches, there may be handful, excuse me, that I'm going to go revisit, just to especially if they're hovering my top five. Get all choked
Well,
up here.
may, maybe watch When Evil Lurks again, and just
Yeah,
forget about that and just take it, because I know what it's like. The first time I watched it, I really enjoyed it, and I had a beef at things that happened towards the end of the movie. And I was like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That's poor storytelling, this and that. And then I watched it the second time and I was like, okay, that's my expectations. That's not poor storytelling. That's me not
yeah,
realizing something was implied here and I was looking for something else. And oh, I didn't notice that this happened earlier. So that's why this person is in this spot now. Where at first I was like, where did that person come from? It was just a connect the dots thing. That's what happened when I watched it the second time. The dots connected, and I know you're not going to get over that one thing because, like I said, Jay had the same problem, and I didn't. That's why. That's why I made it a point to talk to him and to you, because as I'm watching the movie, and you know me, so I'll see something in a movie and I'll be like, "Oh, that doesn't make any sense." But and it could ruin the experience. But I didn't even, maybe I was so focused on everything else that was going on at the screen because the other two people are trying to get away and they're pulling out and this and that, that was more inconsequential to me. So I didn't really even Plus, we never see. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, and that the mother never saw what happened to the girl. Only the one guy did. The father the first time. No one else saw it. That was the first thing that went down. So either way, I didn't even enter my mind. That's why when someone brings something up, didn't even enter my mind. I'm like, huh. It was so inconsequential to me that I can't believe that it's an issue for you. It was like it's like one of those things. So and
Well,
then he said it, and then you said so. That's why I was
interesting.
like trying to
Yeah.
over explain it, saying, well, maybe this is
Oh,
why. But I was
that's
looking
okay.
forward to seeing it.
I like
You
that's what
know,
we do. Um,
yeah.
no,
Maybe
like
watch it again. That's all I'm
I
saying.
was I was blowing the double death in the Puppet Man, which is still if even if you don't like the movie, I hope everybody will just agree that that double death sequence in the movie is worth your time with the film and is applaud worthy. But this movie, some of the matter of fact deaths and how quickly they happen is jaw dropping. Like, and that's why
Yes.
it's gonna rank high. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm shitting on the I'm not shitting on the movie. I
Oh, I
it's
get
at an
you.
8. What have we said? 8 is great. It's in that
Yeah.
category. I'm just nitpicking because I think, again, expectations. So it's on me that I thought here we are 9 to 10. This is going to be a 9 or 10, and maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. We've come up. Remember the Void for you a couple of years ago?
The void came up. The
Doctor
sadness
Sleep,
came up
Doctor
for
Sleep,
me.
and it
Doctor Sleep. Yep.
chapter one at least
Yep.
for me. Dr. Sleep and it chapter one for me both came up. I'm not against
Midsommar.
it. I'm not an asshole that will be like that's it and fuck the movie. Like
Right. No,
occasionally
I
we'll
know
talk
that.
in extremes like that on the show, but I mean I usually will give something multiple chances. And whatever. And again, there's no, I feel like I'm defending. It's an 8. It's great.
Right.
It's
Exactly. I
on
get
my
you,
fucking
man.
list.
Right. It's gonna be
It
there
will be on the
somewhere.
list.
I'm with you. I've already started, on some of the rewatches, and I've already had one rewatch go from a 7 to an 8. So it
Ooh,
already
nice.
just on a rewatch, just
Birth,
going into
rebirth.
it and saying okay. And this was a movie that other people obviously liked more than me, and I said, let me see. I don't know. I don't get it. And I watched it, and I really did. There is just something. God, it sounds dramatic, but there can be just something magical about the second view. It's just I and
It should be
people have
dramatic.
told me
It's good.
this. Some people have told me this over the years that you know what, I've done the Dave Z second view, and
Yes, it's
I'll
gonna.
meet you on it. It's worked for me too, and I really think that. And it's almost like I feel bad for people that only do the one view, especially when you're trying to do a year end show. But I don't know. That's what's weird about me is that I take that year end show seriously, and it's fun. It's something that I'm into. I love lists. I love doing my own list, taking part in lists, and that's a big list. This is something for years to come that I can still look at. Okay, 2014, 15, 6. I can look at all these movies that I have written and say down in my notebook and say, hey, I liked all these movies. And if I ever get bored or whatever and I want to watch something again, I can do
Yeah,
that.
you
You
go
know,
back, and sometimes it's your number one doesn't alter. Like I don't think Hereditary is ever going to leave. Like it's now going to be firmly planted in my forever to watch list. Same with the Perfection and Midsummer, which I think were my number one and two for the following year. And like sometimes though, like it shifts, and I'll end up watching one that was ranked way lower more times than some of the ones that were ranked higher. For instance,
fair.
random acts of violence.
X.
I
You
watched
love that
every year.
movie.
I've watched it every year it's come out.
There you
Um,
go.
yeah,
See?
but but again, that came out in 2018 or 19. I've watched a lot of those movies multiple times that were in my top whatever. I mean, I can't even remember where that ranked. I'd have to bring it up to find out. I think
Right.
it was 4 or 5 on my list that
For what
year.
movie?
Random acts, random acts that
Oh,
year.
you were that high,
Um,
huh? Wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
but I'm alone on that one. Like, I remember Chris,
Oh, I
aka
liked it.
Scott, could not get into it. You liked it. I don't
Yeah.
think Watson dug it. I can't remember, but I don't believe he did. Some might just think it's style over substance. Some might just think it's not good. But I like Jay, the main guy, one of the main characters.
Hmm.
He also directed the movie. I think for first time directing gig, I thought that was good. It's gory, it's fast paced. It's
Hmm.
got a bit of Canadiana in it, which doesn't elevate it by any means, but it's definitely not going to hinder my enjoyment of it. But yeah, I admittedly I've done the Come Play, which was ranked very low comparatively on my list. I've watched that more times because Christian likes that one.
Right.
But as well, so do I. As I've just said, but I'm going to be honest with you that maybe another little spoiler is
Uh-oh.
one director that didn't come up in recent conversation that definitely should have. You know, when we're talking about modern directors
Yeah.
that should be given one I left off that I'm going to remedy or fix right now, and I'm going to fuck up his name. It's his last name anyway. It's Andre Ordell or
Oh,
Orverdell. Like
yeah.
why we've left him off because I'll tell you one of the movies that I've watched every Halloween now. Another one that didn't was on my list, but I've watched more times than probably my number one. Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh, wow.
I
I
love it,
haven't
and
seen it
I
since that
can't
year.
wait till the second one comes out. Uh, and again, that's good gateway horror, but it's also got a bit of like a good darkness to it, which I think helps when you're just into that gateway horror. It's more horrific than
Uh-huh.
Goose is, no question. It's played
Yeah.
more like a horror movie. Just the movie looks great. I love the intertwist of the stories and everything like that. That he directed that. He directed the autopsy of Jane Doe, which is fucking fantastic. One of
Yeah.
my new personal favorites as well. I think I mentioned that the last time my daughter and I watched it, we're just like, this movie is fucking scary, and it
It's
holds
good.
up. I fucking love that movie. He directed Troll Hunter, and of course,
Oh,
this
yeah.
year he directed the
Right.
last voyage of the Demeter. Like, I mean, like this guy's
Yeah.
track record, like he's got some great fucking movies on his list, and so he deserves it. Like he's a heavy hitter of late, and most of these have all been directed in the last 10, 13 years.
Yeah. No shit. You're right. I noticed someone else last night too. Another director, one of the satanic ones, because that satanic Hispanics is a what do you call it? It's like four or five different directors, and it's each two. And I remember looking at one of them and looking at their well, obviously, Rugna's one of them who just done the When Evil Lurks and Terrified, and
Yeah.
now he's on the Satanic Hispanics. But I haven't seen his. And then let's see, Gigi Saul Guerrero, Culture Shock, Funhouse, Puppet Killer, Trap House, VHS 85. Okay, not her, but she's done some good stuff. Who else is there? Mike Mendez. Might have been Mike
Oh,
Mendez.
yeah. Well, I recognize his name now. That there's a Mike Mendez that used to do some. I'm pretty sure that was his name as well. Maybe it's a different Mike Mendez that was a director that used to do a lot of indie movies back in the day. I feel
Yeah, let's
like
see.
um, I'll bring him up
His
as well.
his first film was Killers in 1997. The Convent, huh?
No, it's not the
Masters of
same.
Horror.
It's not the guy that I was thinking of. That's for sure. So maybe it's not Mike Mendez. I'm trying to think of the
Okay,
guy that I'm thinking of now too. He did a lot of artsy flicks that I liked because I think I was still in school at the time, and it's just another one of those director like Linklater and Kevin Smith and whatever that just happened to resonate at the time. And Kevin Smith, I openly admit, is not a great filmmaker, but he made films that I enjoyed watching.
right. Well, I'll tell you, Eduardo Sanchez also has one on there. And if you look at his and what it says here on MB, the movies there, Altered, Blair Witch, Exists, Lovely Molly. They're all freaking good movies. What's this other one? Portal, Science Fiction 2019. Haven't seen that, and of course VHS but I mean Eduardo Sanchez, he's done pretty good himself. You know,
Yeah,
he's consistent at least. So I mean that's not a whole lot of guys are as consistent, but I mean Let's see. What is his directors? Wow, 35. He done a lot, huh? He does everything. Wow, Star Trek, FBI, CSI, Fantasy Island. Okay, just looking at horror, Satanic Hispanics, American Horror Stories. Okay, what else did he do? Supernatural. Wow. Okay, Portals is a poorly received movie. Okay, that was that
This is
science
Sanchez
fiction.
still, Dirty Sanchez. This is
Eduardo
him.
Sanchez. Yeah.
You knew
Um,
you knew that joke was coming. I was going to crack it the
True.
first time you said his name.
Exists.
Yeah,
VHS 2. Lovely Molly. Blair Witch. Um, then some other stuff earlier.
Lovely
7 Moon
Molly
was
we did
another.
on the show before.
Yeah, I dug it.
I think Eric Webster recommended us to check that out and watch it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and we did Exist because it was on. Well, I don't think we reviewed Exist, but I watched it because it was on your found footage challenge, and it was really good.
Yeah, word.
Yeah,
Yeah, no doubt. Well, this movie here doesn't look like it's gotten. Seventh Moon from 2008 was a horror movie. It's a 4.5 out of 10. So it's just kind of whatever. I'd watch it though. Amy Smart's in it. It so from 2008, yeah, I'd watch it. But anyway, I
yeah.
mean, he's done some decent stuff. And there was that one guy I talked about before, the guy that did Stains the Sands Red.
Yes,
Because I
yes,
think
yes, yes. Yeah,
right.
yeah, shit. I forgot the name, but I remember that when you started listing them off, I'm like, yeah, man,
Yeah,
like
here he
you're
is,
right.
Colin Minahan. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I mean, what keeps you alive? It stains the sands red. These kids wear crowns. Love this city. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a music video. Okay, extraterrestrial, which I liked more than you guys.
Yeah,
Um, Brave Encounters as the Vicious Brothers. Okay, so so
he's a
he's the
Canadian
Grave
boy
Encounters.
as well, I
What's
think.
that? Danny Boy.
Yeah, he's a Danny boy. No,
Danny
he's a
Boy.
Canadian boy.
Oh,
Danny
is
boy.
he? Okay. So Grave Encounters, extraterrestrial. It stains the sands red. What keeps you alive? I like them all. So
Well, Christopher Smith, who did, I believe he did Severance, Triangle, the one that came out in Shutter a few, the Banishing or something like that. Like that, I like that. It wasn't fantastic, but I liked
can't
it.
remember
He just did another one. He did one that came out this year that actually I really enjoyed. The one with the nun, the not the Covenant, but something like that.
with a nun. Are you talking about Sister Death? No, that
No,
was
no,
a
not
before
not
one.
Sister Death. It was another one that he and I was like,
The
this
Nun too.
movie, yeah, yeah, the Nun 2, Cruise Control. As of right
Back in the
now,
habit. Back in the
yeah.
habit.
If Brandon was here, he would have been
Yep.
right on that one. Um,
Yep.
I believe. Why can't I find this fucking movie now? It was on.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's still high on my list. Yeah, Consecration.
Yeah.
Uh,
Consecration.
yeah. Did you didn't? Did you watch it?
What was the reason I didn't watch it?
The
Hold
one,
on. There
the
was a
girl,
reason.
the girl from Neon Demon, Donnie Darko. She's in it.
Oh. Oh, you Abby Lee?
Sure. I forgot her name. No, Jenna Malone.
Oh, Jenna Malone. Okay. All right. All right. Consecration, Christopher Smith. So why didn't I watch it? I don't
Well,
know.
when I look at people's reviews here, they're not. They're
That's
all.
why.
So I'm probably again.
It's pretty middling.
I'm a seven. I'm a seven. But
Okay.
like at the time that was going to make no question make my list. But then Kevin Adams and his wife both gave it a 1.5. Like there are people that just did not like it. Ram Man
Hmm.
seems to be close, is more like me, but most people seem to be at around the 6 range. But I think Jason Smith
Yeah.
liked it as well. I liked it. Looks like Ram Man liked it, but most people are more at the middling range for
Yeah,
sure.
I held back. Well, you know my taste. You think I'd like it or no?
It's so difficult because there's some movies that we just gel and we're just so like in
Yeah.
sync with, and then there's other ones that I like that you're like, I don't know, like the Puppet Man.
Well,
Brandon
I didn't
cursed
watch The
me.
Puppet Man.
Brandon cursed me for
You
recommending it. He
cursed
hated.
me.
Yeah,
You cursed me.
I was making love while that young boy watched the Puppet Man. Uh,
Awesome.
but he Yeah, he was not happy that I recommended that he check that out. He said, and then I guess he felt bad. He said was a 5, which is still not great, 5 out of 10.
You
Um,
want to watch a
and I'm like, oh, I'm
five?
sorry. Well, that's exactly it. So I can't. I don't like recommending movies to people anymore unless I know it's a.
Well,
But this, I can't believe like that double death in the right at that hour mark. Like it just like I said, I was in a mood that I just rubbed me the right way, and I was on board. I was on board, but I get it.
you think
It's not gonna be, it's not in my top 10. I'm saying it's gonna be on my list and it's gonna be in
somewhere?
that, 15 to 23 range.
Right on, man. So
That,
maybe I should check it out.
that's what I'm gonna say. Uh, I was say you made me second guess myself. That's for sure. Jason Smith didn't think it was that great either. So I'm the one that seems to like it more. But I guess maybe I just was like not seeing many great things, or I was coming off my to be cringe. I don't know. And then I watched this one and I dug it. But it's not gonna be a new Freddy. It's not gonna be Smile. But it's I liked it. Now maybe I'll have to rewatch that to make sure I'm not crazy. But the double death sequence alone is worth the price of admission, as I made a joke about last show, I think.
Word. Well, what did we talk about last time? Did I about what we watched? I
We
don't know
watched
if I went down my list or we did
we
or
did
not.
we talked about what we watched 2023,
Okay.
maybe some slashers, and also the Christmas movies, and the horrible lists that are out there that seem to be a lot. Two things. Your big thing, the Netflix effect, no question.
Mm-hmm.
And the Prime effect, I guess, and then the Hallmark effect, because
Yeah.
those three things alone have fucking tainted Christmas movie lists for years to come. I'm not
Well,
saying
there's
that
too
they're
many now.
yeah, they're well. That's no different. Like I mean, everything's like there's a dime a dozen. And if Brandon is shitting his pants and getting mad about how many pumpkins are in someone's porch, these movies are Christmas. Everything pukes Christmas. Like you're puking up tinsel and whatever. Everything's Christmas up the asshole. Like there's not one part of this room that wouldn't have some
That's a
sort
good
of
name.
Christmas decor. Christmas up the asshole.
That should be a movie right there. Christmas up the asshole. Should be a porno at least, at the very
There's
least.
that, and then the Jason will go into the Santa camp to kill all the because remember there's the Santa camp movie that came out. And I'm like Santa camp, and then we came up
Oh,
with the scenario that Jason should go to Santa camp.
yeah. Oh, that's right. That's another one we could do.
Camp
Jason goes to
Nobi
Santa camp.
Boscu has been shut down for the holidays for an exclusive Santa
Wow.
camp to prep. So instead of counselors going to prep camp like in part two, it's Santa's going to Santa prep camp.
Right. 100%.
They're in Jason's territory, and he comes back and he kills them one by
It would be awesome. Why not? You get a Christmas movie and a Friday the 13th movie in the snow all at
one.
once.
Blood on the snow. Yes, there you go.
Blood
You
on the
get everything.
snow, 100%. I hope
And one
that
of
they
the
do it on the TV show. How
yeah,
about
one of,
that?
and the whole camp could be done reality TV show style, so you can get that the found footage Friday
Holy
the 13th that
shit.
everybody
And
was saying
that,
was going to come out back in
wow.
2015.
They could do that. They said they're going to say, we're going to document. We have 13 Santa Clauses here for this thing for 13 malls or whatever.
13
Now we're going to,
Santas.
yeah, we're going to, that's a good title, 13 Santas. So now here they are. We're going to teach you all the ropes and everything else. And while you're here, we are going to document everything. Have you ever heard of The Surreal Life, or have you ever heard of Big Brother or any of those shows? We are going to do it, and they could just have some small channel, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever, just some random cable channel that nobody watches, but they're just kind of there. We're doing this for Truality TV. We're gonna have this happen, and
reality.
Truality, why not? Truality. And everybody is going to be given their own. At all times, you must wear your Santa hat. First and foremost, because you better get used to it now. Because once you set foot into a mall or anywhere else, if that Santa hat comes off, it's the same rules as if you're in Disney. If you're in Disneyland and you're Winnie the Pooh or anybody there, Mickey Mouse, and you are seen in public taking your mask off at any time, you're terminated. It's going to be the same thing for Santa Clauses. Everybody leaves their hat and beard on at all times, no matter what. So we want you to get
And
used to that.
beard.
So now
Hat
we're going to
and
give
beard.
you hat and beard. I got a hat and beard. So now everybody that gets a Santa hat, at the very top of it, we are going
Sorry.
to insert a small camera. So now you have
Santa
your body
Cam.
camera, Santa cam. So all 13 of the Santas are going to have this on them at all times. Boom. That is how you set up a found footage horror movie. And
Pause
you got
cam.
Santa, Jason, found footage, and everything else I said. How
Yeah.
how could that fail? Seriously, how could that
It,
fail? That's
it,
great.
it's
That's
no,
money.
I mean, if they put Jason into space, if they put, Jason Body Hop in, you can't get mad at this guy coming back and hacking up
Oh,
Santas.
they'd love it. Man, everybody would love it. People love
Yeah.
Christmas horror. They love Friday the 13th. They don't all love found footage, but done this way, I think it would be pretty cool and pretty
Yeah.
original. I mean, it for I couldn't stop thinking before of Christmas up the asshole and the murders that could happen with Jason and everything else. And I was thinking, how cool would it be to see a giant like a candy cane peppermint stick, like this big, like
Yeah.
this round? You know what I mean? Like round like this, like your thumb and your index finger, right? Do that and have it big and long. Do you ever see those big sticks? But this is the peppermint one, candy cane, and it gets shoved up somebody's asshole. Now,
Now it's literally
that's
Christmas up the asshole.
that's what I'm saying. Jason could do that in a movie. He could kill a Santa by shoving a freaking giant candy cane up their asshole, or they could just have a porno called Christmas Up Your Asshole and do that too. I mean, and then you put it up one girl's asshole, you give it to the other girl
Yeah.
lick the lick. They pull it out. You
Jesus
know, I mean, because
Christ.
that's what they do in these movies.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
true. My God, there we go. And it did rid itself.
sorry, it just couldn't be helped. Porno in Friday the 13th in horror. I know a thing
Yeah,
about that.
meeting once again. Friday the 13th, Santa Camp, or Friday the 13th, Christmas up the asshole. One of the two.
So, oh my gosh. So we talked about everything we'd see. And I said I watched the angry black girl and her monster last time. And I said I enjoyed it. And
Yeah, I've heard rumblings about that. Should I
Renfield.
check that out? Is that going to be list worthy, or can I skip it?
I think it's worth your time. It's
Okay.
one that I'm going to recommend. It's 7 or higher.
We're
So any movie that I
Angry
consider a
Black.
7 or higher, I always have to recommend because someone else might come higher than even me. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that that's my rating for this movie, but I'm saying the angry black girl and her monsters we're seeing, and so is Renfield. And I saw
Well,
that,
yeah,
and I went up
Renfield. I saw. Yeah, I saw that. I really like that. Yeah.
and I watched a lot of stuff. I watched the new Vacation movie finally, not new, from 2015. I finally watched that Vacation movie. The
Oh,
sequels with
oh,
Rusty grown up, and
the remake sequel. Yeah, in the sense of like
yeah,
I thought it was a remake, but then I realized it is Rusty
it was
grown
a
up.
sequel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was funny. It was okay. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad. Whatever. 7, 3.5. You know what it.
Yeah.
So I watched that. I watched the Sly documentary, which was there was two
Oh,
documentaries
yeah,
with
I liked it.
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, I watched Sly was really good. Then I watched the other one when he talked about the making of um Drago versus Rocky 4 and the changes he made and why and everything. And that's actually really good.
I haven't seen that. I'll
But
check that out. That seems more up my alley. Sly was good. I was
mhm,
perplexed as to the people that were talking on behalf of like for on Sly, like Quentin Tarantino, fine, but like
mm,
nobody like they had his wife. That was about it. Like what's his face? Like why can't I think of anybody's name? Carl Weathers didn't come back talk
he
about him or
didn't or he did.
no, he didn't. I just thought
Oh,
that was
okay.
weird. Like, like I mean, I understand Tony Burton. You understand the people that
Well,
have passed, obviously, but like they literally had one actress, like his wife, Talia Shire, whatever, Talia, whatever. Is that Talia? Is that her
Talia
name?
Shire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shire. And then they had Tarantino, and then some other people,
Huh.
but not like they didn't have Carl Weathers or anybody else, or like I
Yeah.
said, there's a few of them have passed. I was just a little surprised, but it was a fast paced, easy to watch documentary.
Yeah, dude, it was solid, totally, and I liked it. I didn't even know if they needed to talk to other people besides Sly. Either way, I enjoyed it. What else did I see? Ma, I watched again, enjoyed it, showed it to my friends. They really liked it. That's some funny stuff, Ma. I enjoy that movie. Wild Wild Country, I watched it again. It's probably one of the best ones about cults ever. If you haven't seen it, see it. I probably already said it this year, Thanksgiving. Then I went on a Beatles kick. I watched the Beatles anthology in its entirety again. You know, the anthology that came out in the freaking 90s, the whole 8-parter, and it
Oh
came out
no,
all the
I
discs
mean I
because I
know
have
of
all
it.
that.
I didn't. Did you ever
Oh,
watch that documentary that came out like 2 years ago?
which one?
It's
Oh,
like
about the
three and a
Beatles?
half hours that Peter Jackson did or
Yes. Yeah,
produced
with
or
Paul.
whatever. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I watched that. That was good. I watched that again. I watched the Beatles Get Back, which you should watch. It's another one by I want to see Peter Jackson did that one too. And it's documenting their last thing on top of the the last concert that they played on top of the rooftop, that famous thing when they broke up and they had that. And this shows all those videos, and not all of it because it was like 60 hours of video, because it was supposed to be a TV show and it was supposed to lead to a performance, but they were having issues. Ringo left and he came back, and then freaking George left, and it was just they knew they were coming to an end, and there was bickering, and but they got to it together. It's if you're a Beatles fan, it's must
Yeah,
see
I
stuff.
feel like
It, dude,
when did
it's
that come
great.
out? Get Back.
2021,
Yeah,
really good
maybe
stuff.
that's
Really good
not the
stuff.
one I'm talking about. Then no, it's separate from the one I'm talking about.
No, that was oh, what was that called? Hold on,
I think it's
what the
on the
hell
Disney
was it?
Channel. I
Yeah,
believe yeah, it's like really long, right? They're
it was like 3 episodes, I would say. Oh, what
oh,
was it
okay, good.
called? It's gonna drive me nuts now. All I know is that it was him and Paul. I remember that. Beatles, Hard Day's Night, Yellow Sub, no, Help, Wham, son of a gun. Wow,
I'm
it's hard to.
assuming, did we talk about this last episode? You listened to the song that they did with the help of AI to clean up the vocals
Yeah, I
from
heard
the
it once on
yeah.
the radio and didn't. Whatever. You know,
I liked it. I thought it was great.
I didn't
I
dislike it, or I didn't really give it much attention, even though I should. I just figured it's. I don't know. You like it though?
yeah,
I got to give it a.
I thought it was great. It's just I love hearing that stuff. Like I mean, I don't want AI to create like my music in the sense
Right.
of like people saying they've done this test and that test and whatever. I like when they use it to do things like this, which is like
Mm-hmm.
something that no differently than they found the shit from I'm not saying AI cleaned up that shit from Friday the 13th, but you know what I mean. If they used AI to clean up shit that was thought that was lost, or that's their only way to
Right.
recreate it, that I like. I like that idea of using technology to be able to do things that we would normally have not been able to do. Like if
Right.
they,
No, no.
like for instance, if they were to put the Friday the 13th Part 2 scenes that they were able to get out of this baked VHS and put out on the DVD for us or Blu-ray for us all to see, and that's been out now for a few years. If they could reinstate that into the movie, but then use AI to
Oh
color
man.
correct
Right.
it properly or to recreate it so that it might be a facsimile of what it originally was, but ultimately recreate it to match. Would you
Right.
complain? No, I don't think any of us would,
Hell no. No way.
because they're trying to better and try to recreate something that should have never been censored in the first place. And that in that regard, I'm
Yes.
all for it. I think that's great, a great use of the technology.
Totally. No, I think it'd be awesome. I'm down for that. I'm bugging out because I can't. This one was done by Peter Jackson, so maybe you did see it. Get Back, it's called, and it's all the sessions with the Beatles for that recording.
No, no, I started it, but it was like I was like, no, there's going to be a large investment, and I never ended up going back. But
But
yeah, it is great. From
this is what there was another one that somebody did with Paul a couple years ago, and they were in the studio talking the whole time. And this wasn't it. And I thought that was the It wasn't. So it was another famous director in that was hanging out with Paul McCartney, and they were talking about recordings of stuff, and it's gonna freaking drive me mad that I can't find it. I cannot remember what it is, and Paul McCartney has 200 movie credits. You shouldn't, but so I can't figure out what this was. But I don't know.
Well, I'm
Peter
just going to
Jackson
Google Paul McCartney doc. There was a McCartney 321 miniseries in 2021.
what was
American
it called?
documentary miniseries starring English musician Paul McCartney. And shit, sorry. Wikipedia cannot be sold. They're trying to get me to donate. Sorry, bear with me here.
Huh?
I'll collapse this shit and let me get to it. Okay. An American producer, Rick Rubin. Six-part series
Rick
features the
Rubin.
pair discussing McCartney's career from the Beatles and Wings to his time as a solo artist. It
It
was
was Rick
digitally
Rubin.
released by
Yes.
Hulu. Um,
Yes. When was
Rick
that put
Rubin,
out?
that's why you're right. It's 2021.
Right, but this Get Back one I just saw and I thought it just came available. But for some reason, when I look up the Get Back thing on the thing, it said 2021. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow. Well, they
And
both, I
someone,
guess they
yeah,
both came out. It's just
yeah.
a big year. Rick Rubin, I saw a snippet of the documentary, and I'm wondering, it seemed like he was the one being interviewed, so I don't believe it's from this. But he said something that was really cool, and I think it's true. He says, like, when I make, like the one mistake that people do, like an artist shouldn't be making something for you, the listener or the viewer. They should be making something for me, for them. And so, like Rick Rubin says, I don't make the albums for you guys. He goes, that's why I think I'm successful because I make the albums for me. And then what
Oh,
he's saying is that the audience follows. And he wasn't being pompous about it, going like,
oh,
I'm
I
the be
get
all
it.
end all. He's like,
That's
I'm going to make it. And he says, and that's when the most success comes when they make them personal and that people see something in that piece of art, whether it's music or film or whatever it may be, and they
mhm.
say and they latch on and then more and more people latch on, but the ones that are usually sometimes they're initially loved but they don't have longevity are the ones that are made for fan service that click in
Ah,
and they're there to appease.
right.
And yeah, they get the initial reaction and people might jump on board. But maybe they won't be around for 5, 10 years, 20 years down the road. Who knows? There will always be someone that loves them. I'm generalizing, of course, in my description, but it's interesting. Like and I agree with that. Like there's certain
Yeah,
that or albums that you just know, like they were made, and I think I'm not saying they weren't thinking of the audience at all, but I think that's the key is that you make it for yourself or for a core group, and then the audience will follow.
yeah. I mean, if they like it, they will. And most of the time, they like the artist and they like what the artist does. So, but yeah, that's how you have to be. You can't have the audience in mind when you're recording a freaking an album. It's just like this is music. You're not going to play music that you don't like to play. You shouldn't anyway. If you're ever in a position where you are, that's when they break up. That's when there's issues. That's when a band goes bad. Studio interference, as they always want to say about
Band goes
everything.
bad. When a
You
band
know,
goes bad.
and it's happened plenty of times. And that's the thing. A band has enough problems with everything else, trying to freaking keep egos in check and to keep people sober enough to be able to do what they're going to do. That's already one thing. And then if you get interference from whatever management and other things like that, and it gets things are going to happen. And
Yep.
that's it. You got to make it for you. That's the way I look at it. It's I think all the greats do. Sometimes they take chances. Sometimes they love albums that we don't love. Do you ever see like that? Directors or artists. Sometimes they, pardon me, musical artists. Sometimes they favor something. They go, actually, this is the my favorite thing that I did.
Yeah.
And to a lot of the fans, it's more like something like, oh wow, I'm kind of surprised it's not. It's that. It's not this or this. You notice
Yeah.
it does happen a lot,
Yeah. There's
So
one I just read last couple of weeks, and I can't think of what it was now. It was a director, whether it be Kubrick or it was just yeah, like one of those, and it was
Quentin,
exactly one of those situations talking about something that they loved,
yeah.
or their favorite of their works or whatever it may be.
Well, there's so
Uh,
much that goes to it. You got to look at it that way. Like where they were mentally when they made that album, depending, it could have been their expectations before they made the album. Maybe it came out how they didn't expect it. It ended up coming out where the world loved it, but maybe the artist had envisioned something differently when they were recording or prior to recording when they had the idea for the album what they were going to do. So to them, it's like that could have been better. I wanted this, and this, but that artist was so good at the time that no matter what they come up with, it was going to be great. But
Yeah.
they're harder on themselves, or something's going on in their life at the time. Happens a lot. Like, oh yeah, I was at a bad place in life. You happen to come out with great stuff art wise, but when you look back on it, they look back on it as
A
where they
negative.
were mentally. Yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
they don't like. And it sucks. It does happen, but
Man,
that's being an
it's
artist.
escaping my mind who it was now. But anyway, yeah, it's true. It's true.
You
And
know,
yeah, I read that. And most of the articles are clickbait. I find the ones that like they'd be like the movie that Tarantino says was the worst or whatever, and then it would be
right?
this big long introduction, and you're just like, just fucking tell me the movie he thinks is the worst, and then get into your shit.
Yep.
These articles now, it's like they want you to get down typically second page or whatever it may be, so that I don't know, they get paid by clicks or something. I don't fucking know how the system works. It's fucking
Somebody should.
brutal.
Yeah, I wish somebody would just read everything for everybody else, and, and
Yeah,
then put like a thing say, "So I saved you a click." That I saved you a click should be
that's
the
what I'm
name
going
of
to
the
use
freaking
AI
thing.
for. I'm going to use AI against the people using AI. So they're using AI to create content, and I'm going to use AI to fucking weed through the bullshit and just give me the content that is worthy of my time. That's how we'll
There you
fight
go.
back.
There you
We'll
go.
have
Let's do
AI
it. I
wars.
tell you, man, it's been so nice not being online because everybody was talking about AI. Maybe they still are. It's just that I'm unplugged from the world. But I was always hearing people rapping about AI, AI this, AI that,
Yeah,
all
you know
over
what? It
freaking
was
social
becoming
media.
a hot topic because I think
Big time, dude.
Elon Musk brought it up about something else and his worry
Oh,
and
that
his
dude
about it.
too.
So it popped up in a lot, but what it is you're noticing it in like AI creates music. AI wrote this ad. AI for this. If you're not on AI, all the ads now are like utilize AI to generate this
Huh.
revenue, and everything is just focused on this is in uh so you can get into the weeds or bottled down. But fuck it, let's get into some
Whatever,
lists.
dude.
Let's
Let's
get
do
into
it. Yeah.
lists
Let's
while
do
we're
it.
fucking here.
Now, what I should have done though is take a look. Maybe I can do that too.
Take a
As I'm
look at
thinking
me
about it
now.
now, I should have looked at the person that wrote the article and just had like background information on them because I didn't.
Written by AI.
Yeah, there you go. That's what made me think about it, written by who. But when I started doing this, I just started looking at some random list of things I thought of, and I didn't want it to be too damn what everybody expected everything was going to be. But it ends up kind of being that way anyway. But still, I decided to go gimmick style. I didn't mean to. I was just doing look at the lists, right? I'm like, okay, list. Let's see what we can do for List Mania. 10 different freaking lists about 10
List
different
mania.
things. And it ends up being, and I started halfway through, I change it up. At first, I'm just looking for a list. Then I notice that these places I'm reading the list from, they're not who you would expect to get horror information from. And that ends up kind of being the fun of it. It's not from Bloody Disgusting or Fangoria or, something that you would normally look into, like a podcast homepage or something. These are from, things that are more mainstream or things that are just not known for horror. But whatever, they're fans of the arts, whatever it is, they got stuff out there. So I started noticing that that's where they came from. So as I'm starting to do it, I'm thinking, wow, maybe I should continue and see if I could get 10 and see if I can get 10 from 10 different pages that you wouldn't expect. And that's what I end up doing. So it's 10
Cool.
different websites, um, doing 10 different type of lists, and they're all different type of lists. So it all kicked off for, oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me I got 11. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wow, it's 11 then. Oh, wait. No. It's not 11. It's 10. There's an article. Oh, there's other stuff we got to talk about. Well, I'll do it between lists. I'll do it
Yeah,
between
you're
lists.
killing me here. I don't know any of this, everybody. So
I
I'm
know.
I'm learning as you're learning,
And
and I'm trying
I
to write
don't
down
know any of it
information. And he doesn't know it.
because
Yes, I already
because,
is.
well, hold on. The articles, I didn't read the articles. I didn't really read the articles because
Okay.
I always want to go with I'm
a
hearing it
surprise.
as you're hearing it because that's the fun of it. Whether it's a good or bad, we're going to agree or disagree. I want live reactions on the podcast. I always go for live reactions, honesty. So I don't even know what these things are going to say. We might be laughing at them. We might be laughing with them. Who
Like those
knows?
fucking Christmas lists. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's how it got started. Okay, okay. So let's start off with Esquire. Okay. So now this is what really kicked it off the whole time because we were talking about vampires before, and we were going to do a vampire show.
Yeah, this
And
is your vampire show, everybody.
right.
The
Well,
one
wait.
that
Should
we
we
never
start off?
did. Yeah.
Should we start off with vampires or save that for the main event then, if that's the case?
No, no, no. We'll start off with
All right, let's do
vampires.
it. Okay, let's go as is. So, 25 best vampire movies ranked.
Here we
Okay.
go. I want to
This
hear
is
these mother.
entertainment. Oops. Pardon me. Esquire. By Tyler Coates, Bria McNeil, and Chantel Vaca. I'm going to have to look these people up. See, I should have done that too to talk about who these people are. What else
Chantel
do they talk
vodka.
about? Yeah, Chantel Vaca. Chantel Vaca, VACA. It's a nice name.
Vodka.
Okay. But yeah, I'd like to know what else these people write. That's what I'm
Yeah.
curious about. All right. So let me skip through the preliminaries and go through 25. Okay. Number 25, 30 Days of Night.
Okay.
Okay.
I like, you know
Whatever.
what? I really like 30 Days a Night. My biggest
Okay.
fault of that movie is having the vampires talk.
Oh, that's one of the things I liked about it. They have their own
I think we
language.
had this exact interaction and conversation before.
Yeah. They have their own
For
language.
whatever reason, but they looked evil. It was bloody.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it in the theater and I had a good time with it.
I enjoyed it. I haven't gone back to watch it much, but I remember not liking the end. They had a Disney type ending to me. I remember that. I was
Yes,
like,
I can't
eh.
remember the ending, but yeah.
Somebody dies for love type thing. It got a little Disney-ish for a movie that
I can't
I don't
remember
know.
if I even watched part two or not. I
No, I
feel like
definitely
I
didn't.
did. Dark Days or something like that. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, number 24, Vampire's Kiss, which I still haven't seen, but I've
Yeah,
always heard
with Nicolas
he's
Cage.
great. Yeah, that he's great in it.
Now,
So
I feel like this is one of those ones that I could be. I remember the box. I've like 80% sure I rented this back in the day, but I can't remember a fucking thing about it.
weird. 1988.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. And I'm positive I rented this and watched it, but I don't remember a thing about it.
Maybe we'll watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll watch the movie and talk about it after the new year. Okay. So okay, that's fair. It's not a bad list. You know, it's okay. Number 23, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay.
I liked that. I was never as high
Okay.
as other people were on that film. I liked it.
No, it's nothing big. It was
Yeah.
a gimmick. It was a female cheerleader type high school girl killing vampires. It was gimmick. It was
And
interesting.
I'll tear a page out of a Dave Z ism that he says on the show. I didn't watch, and I can say this, I haven't watched 1 second of the TV show.
Me neither.
One, unless it was like an ad that
No.
came on that I couldn't avoid. But actually sitting down to watch the show, never. That and the Bones or whatever was what was the one that was
Oh
the shoot the knock
yeah.
the continuation or
Uh,
whatever.
yeah, I don't know what it is, but I know you're talking. What's it called? Bones? Angel. Wasn't it called Angel?
Angel.
And David Boreanaz was in it.
Bones.
Maybe that's why you thought of
Bones.
Bones.
It was that, or that. It was also isn't Bones that stupid Snoop Dogg movie?
Yes, Bones. It's a movie. Yeah. But
What?
maybe you're thinking, isn't that guy's name David Boreanaz? Maybe that's why you thought of
Yeah,
Bones.
Bones.
I don't know. That should be his nickname. So anyway, Buffy, whatever. I didn't watch the show because Luke Perry and Christy Swanson weren't in it. It was early, and back then people didn't do a lot of TV shows based on movies.
No.
Now it's very, very common. But at the time I was like, how are they going to do this? I don't want to. Anyway, I've only seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer in passing. I just happen to like Luke Perry and whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I didn't take it seriously as horror in 1992, that's for sure. But whatever. I mean, I guess I could see why it's here. 22 Blood for Dracula, 1974. Andy Warhol produced this cult classic
Yeah.
starring Udo Kier. Hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
I've
Haven't seen
seen
it.
that one and Flesh for Frankenstein. Those are the Andy Warhol. He did his Dracula and Frankenstein movie.
Okay. So this kind of makes this list kind of legit.
You
Having
know
a movie
what?
like
I'm
this on.
shocked at the ones that are, yeah. Like these are
Yeah.
good. These are good picks so far because they're
So
not the
far.
all the mainstream one. I mean, I know there's 25 to be listed, but I thought you'd be getting like. I'm sure we're going to get there, but I'm surprised. I'll
Yeah.
shut
So
up and.
far. Yeah. So far, so good. Let's go here. Continuing on number 21, Shadow of the Vampire. That's a
Yeah,
good choice. Yeah. Good stuff. I saw for the first
William
time just a
Defoe,
few
right?
years ago. William Defoe, who never never let you down. Yeah. It's pretty good. I'd watch it again.
Yep, yep.
So
Same,
I'm down with
same.
that. 20, The Fearless Vampire Killers, 1967.
Yeah,
Roman
this is
Polanski.
labeled. It's funny. It's labeled as a comedy horror. I didn't
Yeah.
remember it being a comedy. I remember my dad had a book that I would always flip through one of those film books, and they had a color picture from this movie,
Hmm.
and it was something that I always remember. Like, "God, I want to see this movie. I want to see this movie," and I saw it, and I was like, it was okay. I rewatched it, and I think I liked it more so. But it's not like it's held in high regard, and it didn't blow me away like some of the other classics have.
It says it's a spoofy comedy, so then you said something about that. So I don't know. But I find it interesting that Sharon Tate is in it.
Yeah,
Polanski, Sharon Tate. It was one of her last movies before the Manson crew got her. Yeah, at his place. But anyway, there you go. Oh no, it wasn't his place. It was the other place, right? Were they at Polanski's house? The Tate
I thought so.
LaBianca murders?
Yeah, I
Maybe they
thought they were at
were because
Polanski's
Sharon
house.
Tate lived there. Yeah, I guess it was. Wow. Okay. Um. Oh come on, this thing. I tell you, the internet now is just crazy with pop
That
ups
that
every
was
day
the
working
sequel.
on
That was
it.
the Fearless Manson Killers.
Yeah.
Sorry. Waka waka woo. Good night,
There we go.
everybody.
All right, number 19. This is The Little Vampire. What is this? Do you know what this is?
No.
Starring the same adorable kid from Stuart Little. Isn't Stuart Little a cartoon?
Oh, I do know this. I've never seen it. Yeah, this is. I think it's. Look, I think it's a kids' movie vampire, but this is a weird
Looks
one.
like it.
Shocking on this list, but okay, I
Yeah.
can give it some credit. Credit. I've never seen it, so I can't comment on the quality.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm curious. Isn't Stuart Little a cartoon? Is he
No,
like a little
there
mouse or
was a cartoon, I
something?
think, of it, but it was a live action one. It's like a little mouse,
Hmm.
but it's a live
Okay.
action one. There's like two of them that it's live action with some like probably some like computer generated animals, but there's actors in it.
Okay. Well, The Little Vampire is on Amazon and Apple TV Plus, it says here. So maybe I'll check it. Here you go. 1998, number 18, Blade. Figured it'd be there.
Yeah, I like Blade. I saw that in the theater twice,
I
and
like it too. Part
I've
two, I
always
like better, though.
yeah, I like one and two.
Yeah.
Three is not great,
Still haven't seen it. I
and
want to
then I
see it.
think they did
Triple
a
H and
show, but yeah,
Jessica Biel are in it. So I wanted to see it, but I never heard it was anything special. But I own it. I had the trilogy here because it came that way, But yeah, Blade's a good choice. I'd rather it be Blade 2, but that's okay. Not surprising that it's here. Okay, number 17. Thirst from
sorry.
2009. Everybody loves Thirst. It went over my head.
2009.
Yeah, 2009. That
Huh.
Asian movie, Park Chan
Yeah.
Wook. People love it. It's highly regarded.
Oh, I was thinking there's
Oh,
another one from the 90s or the 80s that came out that I'm thinking of.
oh
Almost
no.
positive there's another one. Thirst. Okay,
Thirst,
2000.
another one, huh? Yeah, I don't know. This is the one I've always known of. And
Yeah.
did you see it or not?
No.
Oh man,
Oh,
I thought okay,
maybe I have. I can't. I'm not 100% sure.
okay.
There's a blurry area in the 2000s that there are certain Asian films I'd seen,
Hmm.
but I can't recall them all, to be honest. And I
That's okay.
believe I took this is before the podcasting craze, of course, but I feel like I may have checked it out because it was popping up in a lot of lists to watch.
Hmm.
But again, nothing that I don't remember anything of it. And I think at the time I thought it was it was going to be a remake of this one from back in the
Oh,
day, which I don't believe it is.
well, you should probably see it. Most people really like it. I kind of, it was kind of slow for me, and as a result, I just kind of checked out, and it ended up going over my head because I checked out. I mean, I could try it
Oh, that
again.
happens
I'm
to
just
me.
not
That
rushing to,
sometimes that
but
happens to me. It
people
just
love it.
depends on the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the relationship I had with it. But it's cool that it's here. It's props for number 17. I know it's beloved by horror fans. Number 16, Near Dark. There you go.
Yeah.
That belongs here. Catherine Bigelow.
I love that movie. It was one of my personal favorites growing up. It was on my top 10 list growing up. It's not probably on my top 10 list anymore, but it was because I've seen way more movies. But I love Catherine Bigelow. I love The Crew. You mean Lance Henriksen was my favorite
Mm-hmm.
actor at one point. So you have him, and pretty much if you're a fan of James Cameron, there's a lot of James Cameron regulars that fill out that cast. I just thought it was a super cool movie. Tangerine Dream soundtrack. Always
Yeah.
loved it. Was forgiving of kind of like the blood transfusion remedy to save the day.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like, but oh well, they wanted a happy ending. I guess that was how they gave it a happy ending. But
I need to watch it again. It's been years. I just know that I liked it, and it's
and
just tough for me.
Eric Red wrote
Yeah,
it, I believe. Yeah,
it's tough for me to run to vampire films. I just don't do it. They're just not my go-to. Honestly, that's what it
My
is.
daughter Joss is not a fan. Threw in the Lost Boys, and she was not happy. And I thought if any vampire movie would win her over, it'd be the fucking Lost
Yeah,
Boys. She just is not. Like she thinks vampires are stupid. I,
I don't think they're
I
stupid. I just don't know why I don't.
I can't agree,
I don't
but
know.
I can't. I mean, it's
Right,
not me, right? It's
right on.
her
Okay,
opinion.
so that was 16. Number 15, Twilight. There you go.
I mean, I
Well,
watched it because my wife actually she just watched the first couple again. She read the books and she'll go revisit them every now and then. I watch it, but based on her, I didn't necessarily like it. I'm not gonna lie; it was just
right.
not my cup of tea. Well, it's not made for me.
Yeah, it's not made for me either. I hear you. This is what it says. Listen, we had to do it. Love it or hate it. Twilight is perfect for a rainy October night. Okay, fair enough. I
Yep.
can't judge. Whatever. I can understand why it's there. Oh, look at this. A 2023 movie, number 14, El Conde, Conde. Huh. This and
CONDE.
uh-huh.
This is from this year.
Yep.
I haven't seen it. Have you?
Nope. It's
Well,
from
I gotta.
Chile. I know that much.
Well, there we go. It's number
Um,
14 on this list. It's got to be watched.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
It's as spectacular as you'd think. If you're going to watch one new horror film this Halloween season, please let it be this.
Whoa. Well, that's
Oh,
huge
it's on
accolades.
Netflix. It's a Netflix movie. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
the Netflix effect.
Right, the Netflix effect. El Conde? Really? Did you look it up or no?
No, no, no. I'm
Okay,
just
there it
writing them
is.
down. I've
Dark
heard of El
comedy.
Cunty.
Okay, here we go. Dark comedy,
Jeez,
comedy,
I'm sorry,
fantasy.
folks.
Would you say
El
cunty?
Cunty. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay, this is why way at the bottom. You know how on IMDb it has the list of the
Yeah.
this is what it says: dark comedy, comedy, fantasy, history, horror. Horror is number 5
Yeah.
on the list. Um, doesn't mean it's a bad movie. Doesn't mean anything. I just letting you know that's what I see streaming on Netflix. It has a 6.5 rating.
Well, I'll check it out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, darkly satirical biopic done as a horror film. That's what one of the reviews says. A dark satire. Okay, but well done, apparently. Okay, well, we'll continue on. El Conde. Only Lovers Left Alive. Number 13 from
Yeah.
2013. All I can say is only lovers left awake for me because I could not stay awake. It bored the hell out of me, and nothing happens in the movie. And I don't say that much. And I love artsy slow movies, but
That's
nothing happens.
Tilson or whatever. Is in that
Tilda
right? Or
Swinton
so
got a
Swinton. Yeah, yeah.
good
My my wife and I happened to see that and said, let's put this on. And we really liked it. It was just one of those
I'm the
movies we
only
watched as a
guy.
couple, but we watched as a couple. I wasn't expecting anything of it. I don't think she was either. We watched it front to back and we're like, that was really enjoyable. So
I'm
I
glad.
can't agree, but I've never watched it
Right.
again. I have no intention of watching it again. And I remember like having a great time watching it with my wife. So
Brother, I'm glad you like it. A lot of people do. I'm in the minority again. I just
well,
tried
usually
and I
feel like that's
boring.
me, but in this case, I dug this one, but
Yeah,
no interest to
good.
see it again. So
Fair enough.
take it for what it's worth.
Number 12 should be way higher, but I'm glad it's here. What We Do in the Shadows. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not saying anything else. We've covered it. We love it.
Well, and
It's a
there's
10 for
another
me.
one. There's another one
So,
that we talked about that I was like my middle, not middling, but I think I was like a 7 range, and you guys were blowing it. It was making me mad. So then when
mm,
that happens, sometimes I talk low, and then I said I took the stick out of my ass, and we rewatched it when we reviewed it for the show, and I said, yeah, it's
right.
fucking perfection. It's great. It's
Right on, man.
another
Yeah.
great blend of comedy horror. Like when you think
100%.
of the standouts, that's got to be one of them, no question.
And you got to watch the show. My God, I keep telling you.
Yeah,
I'll tell everyone,
yeah,
watch the show. Okay, 11, The Lost Boys. How about that?
yeah.
Not in the top 10. And let's see what else is on the list then. Of course, it's going to be here. I expected it to be higher. It's a great movie. I just don't go and watch it very much, but it is what it is. It's The
The Lost
Lost
Boys.
Boys.
I have it on 4K. I watch it probably once a year. I've really that movie. I liked it when it came out. I like love it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something. It actually, my enjoyment has gotten better over the years.
Well,
I was always this Fright Night, Near Dark, Lost Boys.
mm,
Fright Night, Near Dark, Lost Boys, or then Near Dark, Fright Night, Lost Boys. It would always kind of be like that. Lost Boys was
right.
always third. Now they're kind of on an even plateau. In fact, I still have I think Lost Boys may have suddenly uh eclipsed because I just like I love Fright Night as well and Near Dark, but because they're not as readily available, like I had them on Blu-ray, but not on
Mm-hmm.
4K because Lost Boys or Fright Night was very difficult to get at one point, and Near Dark's not available yet. And Lost Boys I've had, so I've just watched that more recently and more
Mm-hmm.
consistently.
No, it's good. It's definitely well, it's great, honestly.
But
I
Fright Night's got to be
I
on this list,
I
or
don't
I'm
visit
gonna.
it much. Right. Yeah, I hear you. The thing about the Lost Boys and probably why you love it more now, it's really a great. It's a freaking time capsule. It's a 1987. It
Yeah,
just is. It just has a lot going for it. There. It's an old friend. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a
that's
comfort
it.
thing about 1987 and the way this movie's presented.
Slickly directed, like
Yeah,
yeah,
but fun.
yeah.
Has that kid stuff going on and everything else. It's those are the best movies that has kid stuff going on it, but still goes dark enough to be dark.
But then also
You
has the
know?
parent, like Diane Weiss adds a level of classiness to it, and
Right.
so there's like I mean like you just
Right.
I mean that's why my dad liked it because he likes her.
Right.
Uh, the only thing he hated was Death by Stereo because he's
Oh,
not into the gore or he's like, oh, that's
understood.
stupid. But he loved the whole thing with the maggots and the rice. He thought that was good the
Right.
way that they did that with the and all that. He like, but
So it's
I
cool.
remember that he hated Death by Stereo.
I understand. The thing about the Frog Brothers for me, I don't like
They're not
Corey.
French. Sorry,
They're French.
they're not French.
Oh, they're not French. Oh yeah, right. Dumb that I am. I don't like the accent. I don't like the way Corey Feldman talks in it.
Oh,
It sounds way too put on, like a fake stoner. It just, I don't like it, and I'll leave it at that. I just, it's. I think it's a bad acting. I don't like it, but whatever. I'm not knocking the Lost
yeah.
Boys. Okay, number 10. This is a shock. The Hunger from 1983.
Now
Little David Bowie.
There's one that I've never been able to. That one I don't get them mixed up, but they came out around roughly around the same time frame, and The Hunger and The Keep, and those are two movies I just could not get into back in the day. I've watched this movie two, maybe three times, The Keep, I think I've watched once. I owe them both a rewatch. But if I have to admit something that not it didn't go over my head, I just remember it being dull, so I never felt like going back to check it out.
See, I feel like it's dull and I've never seen it. It just seems dull to me. There you go. That's the word. I like David Bowie, but I don't know if I could
Yeah,
just have him talking a whole movie slowly. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I'm surprised that it's on this list, but I'm kind of glad that it is because it makes the list more credible still. So I dig that. Number 9. Oh, okay. Morbius. Hold on now.
oh my God, with
Hold
Jared
on.
Leto?
Hold
Oh,
on. It says kidding. This is a total troll. Just
oh, okay.
remember that it is and always will be Morbin time, baby. Okay. So, okay. So I didn't even know it was. Oh, so they left it in
I
there
like
as
this.
number 9.
Oh, they did? Oh, well,
It's a troll, but they left it.
I was gonna love this list from even putting a joke in there, but they kept it. Okay.
It's a joke. Yeah. But they left it at 9. There's no other 9s. Because next is number 8, Nosferatu the Vampire from 1979. Interesting.
Yeah, claws,
It's good.
claws,
Claws. Yeah. It's good. I can't profess
claws
to having
cam.
seen it in years. Ooh, Cam.
Yeah, claws cam. It's a
Claus
callback.
Cam. Oh, Claus
A
Cam.
bad
Yeah.
claws.
Oh, that's a great joke. Are you kidding me? And it's a callback to Claus Cam. Say that 5 times fast. Holy cow.
Callback to claws. Oh my God, I can't even do it once.
See? A callback to Claus Cam. A callback to
Callback to
Claus
claws
Cam.
cam. Callback
A
to claws
callback to
cam.
Claus
Yeah.
Cam. A callback to Claus Cam. A callback. No, I screwed up on the last one. A clawback. That's tough. Try it at home. A callback to Claus Cam. Stop what you're doing and try 5 times fast. Thank you. All right.
Put it
So
and send it
Nosferatu.
into the
Great.
show.
Yeah, send it in. Let's hear it. Number 7. Oh, B would love this. A girl walks home alone at night. How about that? 2014.
I think this list has got some credit.
It does have credit, but it has like movies that are partially snooze fest to me. See, maybe that's what it is about vampires. They bore me. I
You
don't
know,
know.
I just get a little antsy though. We got 6 movies left.
Yep.
Not like one Blood for Dracula, an Andy Warhol one. We have no fucking Hammer here, no
Right.
Universal, no Bram
Right.
Stoker, which would probably be like the
No
lesser.
Fright Night.
No Fright Night, no no Vamp.
Yeah.
Which Vamp's
How
maybe a
about
lesser one, but it would probably be in my top 25
the
list, no
Night
question.
Flyer? You like the
Like
Night Flyer?
there's a lot missing here. We got like fucking 6 spots, and we got fucking Morbius goofing a number 9 spot.
Yeah, we do. Okay,
All
let's go
right.
on. Number 6. Kronos. People
Oh,
love Kronos.
well, there. I guess that's why they didn't put Blade 2 on there because they gave you Kronos for Del Toro.
Yeah. And it's a really good movie. I just don't love it. But
Yeah.
whatever. But it's a good flick. I mean,
Yeah.
again, it's
Agree.
a good list. Now this movie's fantastic. Sorry, but it's true. Number 5 is Interview with the Vampire. I haven't watched it until recently, over the last 5 years of my life, and I've watched it twice, and loved it both times. I think it's probably like a 9 for me. I think it's a damn good movie. So I know it's probably not for everybody,
I
but
like it. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
okay, well
And
that's fair. I mean,
I'm not married to the book, so it's not it has nothing
I
to
know
do with that
nothing
or
of the
being
book.
it's
Right,
just I'm talking about the film.
right. Yeah, I know nothing about the book. I just know Anne Rice has these novels and people love
Yeah.
them. And Lestat is people love him, especially Watson. Okay, so Interview with the Vampire, number 5. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, number 4, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Look at
As
that.
it should be in the top 5 in my opinion. It's on my top 5, so I'm just fine with that. Great,
Well, yeah.
great.
Well, the movie that we were supposed to be talking about tonight, or when we were doing the vampire show,
One
that
of
was
them,
one of them.
right?
Yeah.
Aha.
A lot of fun still. My big quibble of that movie is the Asian kid that is just not a good actor. Harvard Keitel's kid.
Oh, that didn't bother me, but
Yeah,
I
like
understand.
a
I've had the
total fish
complaint.
out of water.
I think you said fish head after total fish head. We're gonna call it a fish head. Oh shit. Okay, well, fair, but you'd say it belongs in the top 5, right?
Oh no, I love it. Yeah, I love
Okay.
it.
Rock and roll. All right. Number 3. Okay, now this is my number 1. Let the right one in. There you
Yeah.
go. And it should be here. And there's no question about it. It's amazing. So
Yep.
it's my number 1. Okay. Number 2, which is probably my number 2. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah. It's interesting that this is the one making it. And I'm thinking they left Fright Night off this list, which is a fucking shame. They should have taken Morbius off and kept it off and put Fright Night
Of
there for sure.
course.
No
Yeah.
question. Because number 1, I'm only assuming is
Dracula?
Universal Dracula.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's
what
got to
I'm
be
gonna
it.
guess.
It's got to be with and I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, but to not have Christopher Lee represented on this list at
At
all
all?
is
Right.
shocking.
Correct. Well, unless they're gonna swerve us and number 1 is
Well,
actually
let's
gonna
see.
be
Yeah.
you know, his first one. Okay, let's see. Number 1, we're both wrong. Take a guess. Think about it. It's honestly, we should have thought about it. We haven't mentioned it, and if I give you the hint, it'll ruin it. So I'm just gonna say
Nosferatu 2000, Nosferatu 1922.
yes.
Yeah.
There he is. It says
Okay.
1992, but that's wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
1922.
Yeah, I forgot that one wasn't on the list. Yeah, that definitely deserves to be on the list. I've told you, the
Yes.
imagery of that scared the fucking bejesus out of me as a kid. It's probably what started the fascination of horror without even me realizing at the time. So I'm looking forward to the
Mhm.
movie coming out next year, even though it looks like it's gonna be later in the year. So that definitely deserves to be there. To not have what any representation from Hammer is weird.
Uh-huh. Right.
Not that Fright Night is weird. I can understand Vamp maybe not being on that one. I get that. I can understand that one. Uh I don't know if that's held in such high regard. I like it, but I don't know if
No,
other
it's
people do.
good.
But not
It's
having a
good.
Universal Dracula, like the first Dracula or one of their offshoots on that is seems like a oversight as well. I'm not saying that they're
Yes.
but just they're influential obviously without them.
It's weird
So
though.
yeah,
No Hammer and no freaking Universal is weird. You're
yeah,
right. So I would still give this list a B, I suppose. It just, but those obvious
yeah.
omissions. It's too
It
bad.
because
You
it's a
know.
B list. It's a Brandon list.
Yeah,
So it
there you
gets a
go.
B.
True, and that's me being fair about it. Even though I don't like, I had issues with Thirst and the other one, Only Lovers Left Alive, and the other one, I said they were slow. I can still say that I know people like these movies. So, it isn't my personal list for my personal opinion. Okay, either way, the next one I'm going to try to save to the end, I think, because it might take too long. The horror Oscars. That's
Ooh, okay.
that's yeah. So we'll see. Okay, the 40 best found footage horror movies, and I'll rifle through them.
Holy shit. Yeah. We
obviously,
won't talk about each one this
obviously.
time,
No, we
but
can't. It's okay though. Um,
I'm
and
gonna
this
write
is
this.
from Haste Magazine by Haste staff. So I guess everybody jumped in and did their thing. Okay, here are the best found footage horror. Oh, this goes in front order. So number 1 is first. All right. Number 1 is Creep.
Okay. I
Interesting.
mean,
Interesting. Great flick.
interesting. I mean, to have that as number one is a bit of a shock, but
Agreed.
it's got to be. I would have. It's got to be on the top 40 list. I'm a
Yes.
big fan of Creep 2 as well. I know
Yeah.
you guys
Fair.
weren't as. I think they go hand in hand.
Liked it, but
Yeah.
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 Okay, number 2, Lake Mungo.
Interesting. That's been getting a
Another
lot
great
of
flick.
love. I mean,
Yeah.
I still give the edge to the the Bay, of course, being my
Oh
favorite.
my
So I'm
God.
surprised
Yes.
that that's not.
100%.
I
Yes.
hope that's in the top 5, but we'll see.
Right. Number 3, The Blair Witch Project. Fine
Okay.
with me.
Yep.
Fine with me. Number 4, Paranormal Activity. Fine with me.
Okay. Yep. I get it.
Okay. That's fine. Number 5, Hell House LLC.
Okay. I mean,
Great
that's
flick.
been getting a lot of love. Yep.
Too high. People love it though. People love it more than me, and I think it's great. But I mean, it's a little high for me. Number 5. Number 6, Wreck. Okay, at least it's on the top
Yes.
10.
Yeah, that deserves it too. That should
Yeah.
be closer to the top, to be honest.
Okay, this is a misfire. I had nothing wrong with the movie. I own it. It's like a 7. But Ganjiam Haunted Asylum.
Oh,
It's a misfire to me. It's a good
no,
movie, but yeah.
don't even
One Cut
know.
of the Dead is number 8. Is it really found footage? I guess. Never thought about this. Either way, I liked it for what it was, but it's not one I've gone back to.
Yeah,
Good gimmick.
Watson loves it.
Yeah, I know he does. Number 9, Host. Host is good, but see, this is like the Netflix effect. It's not. It wasn't a Netflix movie, but it's a recent movie that had a buzz because of the good gimmick of
See,
being
I think Friended,
pandemic.
Unfriended is better than the host.
I agree.
And even to be honest, even Unfriended 2, even the Den,
Yep.
all
Oh,
the
by
the
far the
other
Den. Yes.
like laptop style horror movies that
Yeah,
I've come to love, I think are better than Host.
that's fine as
I
long as
really like Host as well,
yeah,
but I
it's
think
fine.
those three trumpet. But it's just me.
100%. As long as they're on the list, though, I'll be happy to see all the ones represented. That should
Yes,
be there.
I just get
You know,
worried that they're not going to be.
I know, right? Number 10, Norai the Curse. That's a good one. That's a really good one. So
I haven't
fine.
seen it, but yeah.
Okay, you should see it. You might not like it though. It's a little long. 11, The Taking of Deborah Logan. That's a Netflix effect, but it's a damn good movie too.
Yeah, it was on your list,
Yeah, oh yeah, it's on my
right?
list. Hell, all these movies are, I think, so far. If I think about it, they might all be on
And
my
of
list.
course,
No,
we know it goes by the original title, "The Taking of Deborah Logan in the Ass."
yeah, exactly. Christmas up the ass.
Christmas up Deborah
She could
Logan's
be in it.
ass.
She could be the one that gets the
Poor,
peppermint up the
poor
ass.
Deborah Logan.
I know. What'd she ever do? You're
Yeah,
right. Okay, number 12, Troll Hunter. Awesome. Troll
nice.
Hunter's great.
There we go. We
Yeah.
talked about it earlier.
Number
Oh,
13, Unfriended.
mentioned it. Hey, good.
Unfriended. See, it's there. Okay. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Number 14, Deadstream. Overrated
Uh,
for me. It's
well,
fine.
I loved it.
And I gave you good
Yeah.
reasons. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
you do love it too. A lot of people do. So I get it being on the list. That's fine. I mean, I can't be hating a found footage movie that does good for the freaking subgenre. That's cool. It just didn't work for me in some ways. Don't just like it though. Okay, number 15, VHS 2.
Okay.
VHS 2.
Yep,
Great.
that's the best
Yeah.
one in my opinion so far. I didn't see 85 yet, but it's the best one of their series.
You should see 85.
I
Okay.
will
Number
before the end of the year for
good.
sure.
Number 16, Cloverfield.
Oh,
Makes sense.
yep.
Yeah.
Another
Makes sense
standout.
to me. Great. 11, pardon me. 17, Grave Encounters.
Yep, we've
Right
talked about
on.
that one. Yeah,
Okay.
both 1 and 2 are good.
Yep. 18. Yes, they are. Yes, they definitely are. Number 18, As Above, So Below. Good stuff.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Number 19, VHS. Which
Okay,
one?
one. What?
Is it? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, I
Yes.
sorry. I think we have a bit of a delay all of a sudden. I don't know why. As above,
We
so
did.
below. I
Yeah.
like.
Right. Okay. And then I said 19 was VHS.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We're good. Number 20, Creep 2. There you go.
There we go. Cruise control.
Number 21, I saw this year finally, and I liked it. Frankenstein's Army.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Now, yeah, check it out. You'll like it. You'll like it. Number 22, I like it. I'm shocked it's here. The Last Exorcism.
Interesting. And again, no the Bay yet.
Not yet. I know.
That's fucked.
Criminally underseen, the Bay. Just like the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Or the Poughkeepsie tapes, or the new Blair Witch, the one that came out in 2016.
Right.
I actually quite like that one.
I like it too. Right. People some hate it, actually. Number 23, The Visit. Fine with me.
Okay, again, fine by me too.
Word. Now this one speaks to me personally because I love this movie. Number 24, Paranormal Activity 3. It is my favorite of the bunch. So I'm glad to see that. I did not think it was going to be there because
The
typically
marked ones,
not.
I'd really like to see the marked ones on this list too. But
That's solid,
and I like
dude.
part 2 as well. Like
Hell
1,
yeah.
2, 3 of the marked ones. Like
100%.
yeah.
Those are the top
Yeah.
ones. Yep. Now, have you seen this one, number 25? And if not, I recommend it. Be My Cat, a film for Anne.
No, I remember you guys talking about it. I'm thinking of that other one that was with cats, though. Sick cat
Um,
or be my cat.
that's it. Be My Cat. Maybe you're thinking of We're Cats or something, or are Cats We Are.
No,
Wasn't this a
that was
movie
it.
called
Is this the
Are
one with
We
the guys
Not
in the cat
Cats?
head?
Yeah, I think that was Are We Not Cats? Wasn't that a movie called that? I didn't see it.
There are, but that's not the one I'm thinking of either. This is this
Are
other
they
one that
all the
was really
cat?
creepy.
Oh, are you thinking of that movie? I know what you're
Sick
thinking of.
cat sick or something like that.
Cat Sick Blues.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
that's good. Yes. But you should see Be My Cat for sure. Okay. 26. Here we go. The Den.
Okay.
I'm glad it's
Yeah.
here. Should be
I'm glad
someplace
it's here.
else,
It should be
but
higher, and Rec 2 hasn't been
yep.
mentioned yet. That should be on here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of part two, 27, Paranormal Activity 2.
There we go. That's good
Yeah,
too.
I'm down. Number 28. Speaking of it again, the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh, no, the
Wow.
good.
Yeah,
So
too
all of the
low, but
yeah,
it's okay. Number 29, Afflicted. A lot of people like Afflicted.
that was another one that was I like it too. That should have been that
Yeah,
was going to be another one we're going to be talking about. I think a vampire. I love the way it was done. I'm all board. But Christian loves this movie.
right on.
Christian Jr. I'm not talking about myself in the third person. Everybody, my
Of
son.
course not. No, no way. Right.
But Christian loves this movie.
I know that is awesome. Yep. All right. So yeah, Afflicted. I'm down with that. Number 30, Cannibal Holocaust. It had to be here.
Yeah,
You know.
not enough animal killing for my likings, but
Yeah.
good. It's
Right.
great. I
Ooh.
give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I know. I've come way up on it. I give it a 9 now. So I just want to get the animal cruelty free one, and then but they're expensive. Anyway, number 31. This is a nice surprise. This was a movie that was in on my list that year. Murder, Death, Koreatown.
Yes, I remember. I haven't seen it, but I remember you talking about it.
I quite like it, and I'm gonna probably watch it again soon. That's good. Number 32, Unfriended, Dark Web. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
So all of the laptop horror represented.
yeah. Nice.
Well,
Number
not maybe
33.
not all, but all the ones I
Not
mentioned.
all.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Your favorites for sure. Number 33, The Tunnel. Tunnel's
Oh
good
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
recommended that. I watched it. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but I watched it and I enjoyed
Not
it. I
mine
remember.
either, but I like it. Number 34, Rec 2. There you go.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So
Well,
that makes sense.
so far just now just the marked ones are is the only one that deserves to be on, and maybe Grave Encounters 2. Um
Right.
maybe. I'm
Um,
forgetting if I remember I like when I rewatched them that I remember having both liking both, and then one of them stood out and the other one wasn't as good. And I'm getting confused now. But anyway, 35.
that's all right. 35, VHS 94.
Okay.
Now, in my
Interesting.
opinion, that should be VHS 85. If you're going to
All
put
right.
another VHS on the list, that's the one that's making my list. But I'm cool with VHS 94. Now, I think I've seen this, but I'm not 100. No, I have not. I've been trying to get to it. Number 36, it's a movie called Occult, 2009. It's the same guy that did Nori the Curse and A Record of Sweet Murder.
Oh, would you liked?
Koji, right,
Yeah.
which I like them both. So I do have to see this. I'm glad this reminded me too, because I'm going to have it added to my MB. Occult.
Okay.
I'm going to
There you
watch it
go.
finally. Yeah, but I've heard good thing. Here at last, 37, The Bay. There you go.
Oh, the bay we hadn't had yet. The den
Yes,
we had, the bay. Thank God. Way too
we
low,
finally
but
got them.
yes. So
Right,
yeah, now I just
but
need
still,
I need the marked ones, and then it has every one of my favorite ones I think on this list.
38, and this is one of my favorites. Megan is Missing.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that one too. Yep.
yeah. Not for everybody, but yeah, I'm glad it's here.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy, man. Holy shit.
Number 39, Paranormal Activity, the marked ones.
Yes.
Yes,
So this list might
they're
actually
okay.
be have
Right?
they left any that like I mean I know you had a ton of them on your list, but any that
Sure.
just stand out that were on your top 10 that hasn't been
I'm going to
mentioned yet?
look at my list and see. Now, is number 40 going to be the Bay? As it should be on
No,
the
you
list.
said the Bay,
Oh, did
37.
I?
Yeah, you just mentioned it though. It was right before
Oh, yeah,
Megan is missing.
dummy. So what were you waiting for? The Bay?
Well,
Megan is
I
missing.
forgot
The
you said
marked
the den, and
ones.
I was thinking the bay. So the den, the bay, and the marked ones are on it, and I forgot Megan is missing. So that's another one. So
Okay,
all of the ones that I would have recommended, or that were all on any of my top 10 lists or more, are represented on here now.
good stuff. So what's number 40?
PA PA
Make me
2 and 3 and
Yep.
5. So I don't even know.
Well,
I'm drawing a blank.
this movie's
Um.
good. This movie's fine. It's called Jerusalem. It was from
Oh,
2016.
yeah. I remember that coming out.
It's a fine movie. It's good. There's other ones that I would have chose over, but I'll still give it props. I don't like where everything landed, but they still
Yes.
hit a lot of pretty good ones.
Yeah, I
And
mean the
I would
list
love
is
to elaborate.
representative. If
Yeah.
you were to take that list and visit all of these, I think
Mm-hmm.
people would be like, "Oh, this is a great subgenre." So
True.
from that standpoint, it's great. But
True.
I agree, Creep being number one is a bit of a shocker.
Big time. It's a little.
And yeah, I don't agree with the placement. I guess it's the
No,
short version of it.
that's the thing. So I'll give this list a B as well. It's fair enough. It's fair enough. Okay. Well, okay. This I okay, and that was Paste Magazine, and I said that. Okay, this one, Entertainment Weekly, but I had to see someone that actually made a list of this. The 37 scariest movies of all time. I was searching for a scariest
All
movies
right,
list.
okay.
So
Let's see.
so
Hold
let's
on one
see.
second. Wait, hold on
Yeah.
one second. Uh,
Because
what
it's
do I
a
have?
you don't see a lot of that. A lot of times best are scariest on most lists. I was looking for one that just, you know,
Oh
put it
no,
as one thing.
these are video
Scary.
hounds. I thought this was the Weekly. I had Entertainment Weekly something horror movie, but I don't know where that went. I thought it was in this collection here, but it's not. These are video hounds. So I was going to compare it and see if they stuck true to their one of their printed books, but I don't have it here. So fuck it,
No, that's
scrap
okay.
it.
All right. Well, here we go. 37. 30, these are the scariest movies of all time. Number 37, The Mist.
Okay,
Okay, there's some scary things. I'll say that. Those things flying around, they're pretty freaking
yeah,
scary
the ending
and whatnot.
is just depressing, so I think that also helps.
Yep. Ooh, 36, The Witch. Wow. I didn't expect it to be on this list, but I am cool with it because it is creepy. Okay. 35. Good Night Mommy. I don't think it's scary that I recall. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
creepy. I mean, again, it's about the reveal and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
I guess it's creepy kind of throughout. There's dread. Okay, fair. I just number 34, It Follows.
yeah,
The idea is pretty scary. I'll give it that. So, okay. 33, Dead Ringers. Wow. That's strange.
yeah. I mean, it's creepy. I don't know, scary.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I agree.
a lot of scary is weird. It gets everybody goes, "What's the scariest movie you've ever seen?" And
Right.
it's hard for me to say because I don't know what's going to
Very.
scare them, right?
Right.
Like
I know it's not necessarily scary to me either, but okay. Number 32, Let the Right One In. As much as I love it, I don't think about scary when I think about it. Just don't.
yeah, we're mainstream. We're like maybe normies.
Yeah, I
One,
guess, but and it's Entertainment Weekly. Okay. Number 31, The Descent. Okay,
yeah,
there's scary stuff in The Descent.
the
Okay,
Muppets.
yeah. Number 30, Scream. Um, maybe I don't know.
It was thrilling. Like I remember when I
Yeah,
first watched it, I was on board, and I liked, the audience play was great. It kept me intrigued. It was like, again, I loved it, even though I can see people arguing against, like, even though it's supposed to be made, and these people are supposed to be horror fans and love the genre, they really don't know anything about anything.
right. The opening sequence is scary. I'll give it
Yeah,
that. That's really good and creepy and well, scary, really. Number 29, Hereditary.
yeah,
That's
good sense
fair.
of dread. So good sense of dread throughout.
Yeah,
I agree with that. If I
That's
had to
fair.
say a
Yeah.
modern scary movie, I would always point to Hereditary.
Right. That's good.
Should be higher in the
I'm
list, to be
okay.
honest.
True. 28 audition. Hmm. I don't know about scary. There's a scary sequence or two when the bag flops. That one scene,
Yeah,
the reveal. I mean, that's creepy.
it's
I
not
don't
my
know.
descriptor for it either.
Yeah. Number 27, the Babadook. Just some scary sequences.
Yeah. Again, mainstream. I can see that. It
Yeah.
was a standout in the last few years for people. So
All right. 30. Oh, 26, Suspiria. There is some scary shit going on in Suspiria.
I'm assuming the orig.
The Orig. Yes. I repeated you. Yep. So yeah, I guess there's scary stuff going on. I think that Suspiria is scarier than other ones that we've discussed on this list. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
for sure.
28 days later, number 25. There's a couple
Yeah,
scary
well,
shots.
and again, yeah, just the idea of it all. I guess you can say
Yeah,
it's scary.
that fair.
You know, the top 10,
24.
I'm assuming the top 10 is going to be The Shining, The Exorcist, Night of the Living Dead, like all the go-to, tried and true, like pretty much
Probably.
on everybody's list. If they ever made a top 10 list, those are the ones that are always there. But
Yeah,
it's,
probably. Well, this one goes on my list. Poltergeist.
ooh, that should have been way higher.
Yes,
Yes,
100%. It's 24. It should be in the top 10 as far as I'm concerned. There's some lots of scary things happening in that movie.
yes,
Yeah. All right.
absolutely.
So we're on board there. 23, The Omen. Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. It's scary. I mean,
Again,
there's scary
I'm, sh-
things happening.
a little surprised it's as low on the list as it is, or high, or whatever the fuck. You know
I'm
what I mean?
happy it's there, to be honest, because I
Yeah.
thought it could have been skipped. I don't know. So that's cool with me. 22, The Evil Dead. There is some scary stuff in the first Evil Dead. I'll say that. you know?
It's of course it's creepy. It's scary.
Yeah.
I got it too.
Yeah.
I still think there's comedy there, but only Brandon and I do, I guess. But it's
No.
definitely if you're going to say what is the scariest Evil Dead movie, I'd have well,
With the
it's
new
interesting.
ones.
The original one, but then of
right.
the reboot and the new ones are definitely creepy as well. But from
Mm-hmm.
old school, like no budget guerrilla style filmmaking,
Oh, dude,
the
yeah.
the original Evil Dead for sure.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. 21. Wow. Friday the 13th. I'm
Nice.
glad it's here. I'm glad it's here. How many
Hey,
slashers are going to be on this list?
as a kid, it terrified me. So,
Certainly. Yeah, it is scary. It definitely is scary. I mean, it has that atmosphere, definitely. And if you're not used to it like we are, it's probably even more scary. So yeah, number 20, Get Out.
yeah,
I think it's great. I guess it is scary from a certain point of view, but it's not
like
scary in a traditional sense.
it's a modern horror film, and I think that's the reason why
Yeah.
for mainstream audiences it's scary.
Mm-hmm. All right. 19, Repulsion. I need to watch that movie again.
Polanski, is
Simple as
that his
that.
second
Yep.
on here? Oh no, that's
Yep.
what was his?
Oh,
No, that's his first on here,
on the
and
year.
another one
Yes.
represented. Yeah,
Right.
Repulsion. I remember being. I watched it when I was in film school. I think I watched it once since then. If I remember liking it, but it's a little boring.
Fair.
I've always gone. Rosemary's Baby's been my
Oh,
Polanski film. That's the one that I put
dude.
on there. But like Repulsion will get like the Criterion Collection release or whatever. Like that's where Repulsion will be.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I don't think that Rosemary's Baby is the scariest thing ever. But I think if you're gonna have Repulsion on this list, you should have Rosemary's Baby on there somewhere too.
Yes.
So we'll see. Number 18, Seven.
Well,
Mm, I don't know if it's scary. You think it's scary?
again, thrilling. I remember. I mean, there's
Yeah. Yeah.
that one scene of that there's two things that made me jump right out of my seat, and the people that I was with watching it, I remember to this day.
Oh.
when
Word. Okay.
Kevin,
Wow.
when he walks up and they're going to the apartment building to see him, and he walks up, all sees them, and then just casually walks to the door and it just opens fire with his gun, and those gunshots just rang out, and I think everybody in the
Oh,
theater jumped. And the air freshener sequence,
right. I figured as much. That one. There was a
yeah,
jump there. Right.
oh, people, it got people. I think just that with the unsettled
Okay.
nature of the film and that look, that bleached out look, it was new at the time. He wanted the image to bleed off the screen. It was David Fincher. It just hit all the right notes. Like, yeah,
Okay,
so I
then.
could see
That's
that. I could
fair.
see that for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, The Ring should be on this list if Seven's on this list. I'm gonna say that. I'll tell you right now. Number 17, Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay,
Yep.
fine. Yeah, no argument here. I'm glad it's on the list. That's fine. Number 16, Carrie.
Yes.
Scary in the final act. Yeah.
Yep.
It's actually scary for Carrie throughout, honestly, with her mother. So
It
okay.
just, yeah, there's that imagery of her at the prom is fucking terrifying. Like,
Oh, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. It
So
yeah,
I mean, it
fair.
should be top 10 in my opinion, but that's fine.
And speak of the devil, number 15, Ringu. Doesn't have
There
to be
you
the
go.
ring. You said it mainstream. That made me think of the ring. But good. Let's have the original ring there.
I
Okay.
thought I
Great.
wouldn't be surprised if the ring makes a list too, but maybe
That'd be cool
Ringu
too.
will cross it off. We'll see.
Right. But that's great. Number 20. Oh, I could stop right now. And it isn't that I hate the movie. It just does not belong. Number 14 is Dawn of the Dead 2004.
Oh,
I don't,
you
it's
know
not
why?
scary.
The opening is.
Yeah, fine.
That opening
Yes.
was terrifying, and then it's not.
I agree.
And then
That's
the movie's
fair.
not. But
Okay.
that opening sequence was it was tense. It just doesn't make you're like, fuck, get out. Like when that girl jumps up and chases him, everything Sarah Pauli has to do to get out, that was scary.
You're right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Way too high, but that is a pretty
Yeah.
scary sequence. That's good. I'm glad you said that. Okay. Number 13, Dawn of the Dead, 1978.
Well, and
um,
again, it's difficult because I don't think
scary,
this is
huh?
terrifying. No, it's one of my
No.
favorite horror movies. So
Sure.
the thing is definitely a scarier movie. Dawn of the
Yep.
Dead is just a fantastic film. And so it's scary to think about the ratio of living to dead and
Yeah.
everything else. But like, so that part's scary. But I think it's everything else that comes with that movie. I don't think I put Dawn of the Dead on to be scared. I put it on
No.
to be entertained.
Yes. 100%.
And
And
there's more levels to it than that. I'm just saying, but I never necessarily thought it was scary. Now, as a kid, I thought it was gory, and gory sometimes equated to be being squeamish and scared. But then once I got
yeah.
used to the gore, I wasn't scared anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of zombies are scary to some people. They think about that. You know what I mean? But what I do. I just, for some reason, it doesn't resonate as scary with me. Of course, in real life, if it happened, it'd be terrifying. So I
Yeah.
guess you could say that. But I agree everything you said there. It's just I can't get mad at any list for having Dawn of the Dead on it. So
Well, no, exactly.
so be it.
It's one of my
You know
favorite
what I mean?
films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So be it. Number 12. Wow, lots of props. Nosferatu. There it is again.
Well,
1922.
I'm not
I guess it is scary.
the damn images, two images in that damn
Yeah.
book my dad had scared the
Yeah.
shit out of me and my buddies. So what are you gonna
True.
do? That like
Well, excuse me. Sorry. Okay,
no,
that's
you're
fair
good.
then. Number 11. Okay, this is fine. Alien. I think
Oh, yeah.
Alien is scary.
I think I mentioned on
Trapped,
the show.
you know?
My dad, when I was young, I asked the same question that the writers were asking. Dad, what is the scariest movie ever? And his answer, I was at a friend's house, and the dads both equally agreed that Alien was the scariest
Wow.
movie ever at the
That's
time.
pretty cool. Wow.
Alien was the movie they mentioned as being the scariest movie.
Nice.
So,
Well, lots of props there then. Okay, Alien, I'm down. All right. Top 10, here we go. There it is. Rosemary's Baby, number
well,
10.
I'm glad because
Yep.
I agree that's definitely a more terrifying movie. That
Yeah,
repulsion is, terrifying in a different way, and it will hit home with a lot more people because it's about mental illness and literally like
yeah,
seeing this woman's world come apart. But Rosemary's Baby is just like everything about it is like just a
yeah.
nightmare.
I don't think it's the scariest movie, but I love it so much, and I think it's a great movie. So, I mean, there are scary sequences. So, good enough. Number 9, Night of the Living Dead. You said it. You said it would be here.
The usual
Honestly,
suspects.
it's probably the scariest of the three. When I think about it,
Yeah. Uh,
I don't know why. It just feels
I think
scary to me.
it was the age of it and whatever. Like this usually used to like be the number one or two on the list. And
Right.
then I think now The Shining and The Exorcist usually take
Yeah.
those top spots typically. So it is in the top 10.
Yeah. Okay. So that's great. 9. Okay. Number 8, The Thing. There you go. I'm
Awesome.
just so glad it's here.
Yeah, I'm glad it's there too.
Yeah.
Halloween will probably be on here too, just from a
Yeah, of
popularity
course.
standpoint. But The Thing is a scarier movie to
Uh,
me.
It's it's pretty damn scary. Halloween has moments that are scarier than moments in the thing to me, but the thing is, I don't know. They're both pretty scary, honestly.
Did
They're
you
both
get
pretty scary.
on a side note, not to derail us too long? You saw Last Voyage of Demeter, right? Like,
I did. I got to
yeah.
see it again.
Did you
Yeah.
think did you get the Thing vibes? I'm not saying it's the same. Thing's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I think I
It-
did.
I mean, you get that isolated kind of
Yep.
claustrophobic feeling. There's some sequences that play out like it's just a group of men, although there's like a stowaway as well, but like they uncover with the animals and whatever. It just I was like,
Uh-huh.
hey, there felt like there's a lot of parallels, which I loved
Yeah,
because
man.
my favorite. So and I didn't think it was rip offy. I thought it was
No, no.
like sharing the same vibe or realm. Uh,
Right.
so anyway, just
No,
as
it's
a side
cool.
note, yeah,
I agree. And number 7 is Halloween. So there you go.
there we
John Carpenter back to back.
double whammy of
Yeah.
John.
I thought Halloween should, and it should be higher to me. But that's me. That's my personal
I
list.
was
It's higher.
expected as number three, to be honest.
Right. Along with my top 3. Those are my top 3. And they just happen to be the scariest. Okay. Number 6, Jaws. Glad to see it here.
Yeah, well, I agree. I mean, let's face it, that
Yeah.
terrified
Oh boy.
everybody. I mean, I was afraid to
Yes.
go in a pool. I was afraid to go into a bathtub. I thought Jaws was going to get me. Now it's a reality because you got fucking
Eh,
bathtub shark attack or whatever the fuck you got, and this, that, and the other thing. But back in the day, that was nonsense. But that's the power the movie had. That you're
well, the
thinking
bathtub.
and
You and
shocks.
Jamie. Jamie too. She had it. She was afraid to go in the bathtub.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great, man. So yeah, Jaws did it. And it's like Jamie always says, no movie stopped anybody. This movie stopped people from going into the water,
yeah.
and that's all there is to it. I just thought of another movie that's definitely going to be here that we haven't even said yet, but it should at least, you would think.
Sharknado.
There it is, number 5, Psycho. I was just
Yeah,
thinking Psycho. And it's like Jamie has said, Jaws made people afraid of going into the ocean, but people didn't stop taking showers when Psycho came out.
yeah.
So she says that's why Jaws is scarier to her, and I
Well,
get it.
Psycho deserves to be here. I'm glad. I expect it to be in
Yeah,
the top 10. I'm hoping that the next one is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or that's represented in these last four. But let's see.
true. Okay, number 4. Ooh, I'm not surprised. Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Silence of the Lambs.
It's
Yep,
got to be there. It's more mainstream, and it's
yep.
won the award, and it is scary in its own way.
That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
it is scary. I don't think I'd put it on a list of the top 10 scariest horror movies, but fair. I understand why it's there. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Number 3, The Shining.
Interesting.
Okay. Number 3. Yeah, interesting is right. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Number 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes, it actually
Wow.
trumped The Shining, and so we know what number one is.
Wow. Yeah, we got to know that. Number 1, The Exorcist. There you have it.
Well,
Okay.
I'm happy with this list. I'd give this like an A minus.
Really? You're that high on it, man.
Well,
I don't
because
know.
it has all the it has all the usual suspects, all the ones that I agree with, especially in the top 20. Poltergeist is the biggest omission, and maybe Friday the 13th. They should be lower. Maybe in the top 25. It's representative of what I like. All the ones that I think should be there are there. Um, Again, there maybe with the exception of Hereditary, I'd swap that out. So I'm
That's
happy with
fair.
that.
I like it not as much though.
Did
To
we say
me,
the number one was The Exorcist? Did you actually say
yeah,
it? Okay.
yep, yep. I'm not as high as you are on that list, but I liked it. It's probably another B. I got all I'm giving is B's, but hey, that's okay. Now, I thought this would be pretty interesting here. This is from Looper magazine or magazine. Looper is the by Chris Hinton. Oh, did I say the person that wrote the last one? I
Yeah,
should be nice
it
and
was the oh no, you didn't. That
no,
was
it was
the
Chris
AKA
N
Scott.
A. Yeah, Chris A.K. Scott wrote it. Yes, Chris Nashawati, Nashawaty. So there you go. All right, the best practical effects in horror ranked. I thought this would be a cool list to see.
Ooh.
Yeah, to see what people would have the best practical effects. So this is Looper and by
How
Chris
many
Hinton.
are they putting 10?
I don't know. Let's see here. I don't know. No, oh yeah, 13.
Okay.
13. Number 13. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. How about that, huh? Right away,
Final
I'm gonna
chapter
have to
getting
give it
some love.
props.
Some
Yeah,
love, because
well,
that's never
the beginning.
represented on the list. That's never
Right.
represented on the list. Who do you can't put part two? The effects are all cut out of the fucking thing. I mean, for
True.
the most part, as we well know. So
You're right.
usually it goes
No,
to
it's
one.
1 or 4.
Usually it goes to
Right.
one. Exactly.
Right.
Four doesn't get the respect. It doesn't. Horror fans talk about it. Horror fans love it. One will get the respect of the practical effects. I'll be
Right.
maybe it will show up again, but it's interesting to see four being on there. So that's
It's
great.
great. Yes, definitely. So good way to start it. 13 and that movie. Okay. So number 12, Poltergeist. Yeah, good practicals there for sure. The face rip
Yeah.
scene, freaking other stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I just
down.
watched
Okay,
that
so far.
over Halloween. It's just such a great fucking movie.
Oh boy, is it. So far we're on board. Okay. 11. And I have said this, what a big deal it was to see at the time. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Dude, I remember it was next level when I saw it. I remember watching it there. So I cannot.
This list is going to get like an A+ if it
So
keeps going
far,
this way.
it's
Yeah.
great start. Yeah, man. Great start. Okay, let's keep it up here. Number 10,
Frightening.
Child's Play.
Well,
Child's Play, 1988.
I mean,
Let's see here.
we're talking. I think they're maybe talking about the animatronics in this case. I would assume.
Well, that is practical. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and
fair.
I can give them that. I mean, it was pretty groundbreaking at the time, um, considering the
Yeah.
budget and everything else. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the film, like
Well, no, I love it. So that's yeah, but yeah, this is what it says. While there are moments in Child's Play and its sequels that have great practical effects, none is more impressive than Chucky himself. Over the years, the animatronic doll has been infused with tremendous character via team effort. His evil facial expressions, puppetry, voice of Brad Dourif, etc., are blended together to make movie magic. Yeah, so you were right. They're talking about with several puppeteers controlling different aspects of the doll mixed with Ed Gale in costume and creative uses of shadow and light. Chucky has returned to kill again and again. Almost always, this playtime has been practical. There you go. Okay. Number 9, Alien. Back to Alien
nice.
again. Yeah, man. Yeah, rock and roll.
Well,
I'm
again,
just
how
fine with it.
scary is we said it was scary, one of the scariest, and
Yep.
it's a fucking guy in a suit, and it just the way it's all about the way it's shown and what's not
Yeah.
shown. It fucking
And not
yeah,
just that.
it's
The
great.
creatures, the freaking things that get
Oh,
on the mask, those
chest
aliens,
burst,
the little
see,
ones,
like
the chest burst. Yeah, dude.
that scene's famous.
When what's his name gets crazy and all the freaking white stuff comes out of him, the robot
Yep,
and all that shit goes,
yep.
yeah, dude, great stuff. Okay,
Android blood.
wow,
What's it called?
88, Evil Dead 2. I'm
Well,
okay. I can sign off on that.
well,
Yeah,
that's what that was. That was a showcase of effects. It
Yes, it was.
it deserves this list is getting an A plus right now,
So far,
unless it
yeah.
somehow shits the bed in the next little
Right.
bit. Like I mean, again, this is a horror fans list.
Yeah, dude. Yes, for sure. Okay. Number 7. The Void,
I was, I,
2016.
dude, I
Wow.
was about to say if the Void's on here and Fright Night, then there's no question. So there's the Void
The Void is
because
great.
that was a revisiting of
Yes.
practical special effects, and they delivered.
100%. I'm fine with it there. That's it, maybe not there, but I'm fine with it being on the list. I have no problem with it. I'll tell you that. Okay. 6, Krampus. Wow. Very interesting.
Yep.
Krampus himself was pretty badass. Practical effects, huh?
I would have never thought of that being put on here, but it deserves to be on there.
The only CGI animation are the gingerbread men. Everything else you see in that movie is a practical effects.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, like that's
Wow.
phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Oh boy, how did we not even think about this? Maybe we did, but number 5 is The Fly. Of
Yes,
course,
yes,
man.
yes.
Yeah, we know that.
Oh,
Awesome.
phenomenal, phenomenal.
Yeah. Number 4, An American Werewolf in London.
Oh
Of
well,
course.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like again, this list is fucking bang on.
Yeah, it's great. Uh okay. Number 3, Evil Dead reboot. Wow.
It's
Strange, but
dude,
wow.
I've
Huh.
watched that more times than I told you I got the 4K. Watched that. It delivers. It's one of the goriest movies. It
Yeah.
fucking
It's
rains
it's
blood.
definitely
I've
gory.
mentioned this when we talk.
Yeah.
Like no one talk. It's one of the goriest movies made,
Right. Well,
or
there's no
bloodiest.
CGI in the movie. How about that? None.
Wow.
Everything you see is real, which was real demanding. Alvarez told them in 2012. Wow. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. Number 2, Dead Alive.
I know you don't like it, but holy shit, just an effects extravaganza.
It
Absolutely,
is.
it's fantastic. And again, he would one up himself. And again, I know it's over the top. Like there's a gnome getting stuff in a severed neck. It just stuff that made me laugh. A half head getting kicked across the floor, but it's fucking great and really well done.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty solid. It is. Can't argue there. And number 1, The Thing. There
Well,
you have
yeah, I,
it.
a
Wow.
plus list. The Fright I would have I guess where would Fright Night go? I mean, I wouldn't take anything out. Like Krampus surprised me, but then to
Yeah.
learn about the fact that it was all like other than the gingerbread man, that's it. Maybe that would be the only swap out. But I love Krampus. I fucking love it. So I mean, I'm not against it. Maybe if they went to 13 because they wanted Friday the 13th to get
Yeah.
that spot. Maybe if they went to 15, that just Fright Night at the time blew me away. I couldn't
Fair.
believe some of the shit that I was seeing. And that's really what I was into because at that time I was into it for the effects and just to see
Yeah.
how they because it was magical and just to see what they can get away with and how they can make something happen. Wolf the Man, or in this case, no, it was Wolf the Man because it was a backwards transformation
Right.
stuff
True.
that happened. But anyway, great
Great.
list.
I'll just give it an A, not an A plus, because there's a couple I think that could have been swapped. I'm not every movie on the list does have great practical, but I just think that maybe you know we could have had like Day of the Dead in there or Prowler or something. I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah,
still a
Day
great
of the
list.
Dead. You're right.
Yeah, Day of the
Day of
Dead,
the Dead's an omission. Dawn of the Dead. Dawn
Creep
of the Dead.
Show.
Dawn of the Dead is great. Day of the Dead's
Yep,
better.
yeah,
It
definitely
is.
for
You're right.
practicals.
Day of the Dead. If 14 and 15 were Fright Night and Day of the Dead, that you're right. Day of the Dead should have been on that list.
And what
But
about
maybe
The
I'll
Exorcist?
give it an A. I'll give it an A.
There you go, like me. What about The Exorcist? That there's
Yeah.
lots of stuff going on. Wow.
No love for Dick Smith.
Dick Smith. Yeah. So anyway, great, still a great list. Okay. Now we are at the 20 best foreign horror movies. This is from Alyssa DeLeo of Yardbarker. So there you go. Let's see foreign movies. Number one, it goes backwards. So number one is first. Let the right one in. I'm not gonna be mad about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, The Orphanage. That's
Well, I
awfully
love that
high.
one too. Yeah. Well,
Great
I know
flick. Awfully
I
high.
I made the joke, or not the joke, the comment that it would have been a movie that I would have been like proud to show my dad and said I directed this film. If you remember, those were my
Yep.
exact comments. It was just
That's
the way it was presented. It had heart to it as well. I mean, it was,
right.
yeah, it just kind of checked all the boxes.
Awesome. Okay, now I can dig it. Number three, Train to Busan.
Yeah.
Great movie. I
Yep.
don't know about number three. Great movie. Number four, Suspiria. Okay. I can't be mad at four.
Yeah.
I think I prefer it over the others, but whatever,
Same.
so be it. A girl walks home alone at night. Wow. People be loving
Written
this
by, is this
movie.
list by B? Oh
Yeah,
no,
B
you said
actually
that.
wrote
Yeah.
it. Number five, that's awfully high, but whatever. Number six, Speak No Evil. That's from this year.
Last year, wasn't it?
Was that last year?
Yeah, the one
Maybe it is
where
last
the
year.
guy, the couple.
Yeah. Yep, the couple.
Again, I had some quibbles about that too. There's just some
Yeah.
conveniences about how everything played out.
Yeah, that's a misfire. 20 movies and Speak No Evil.
Yeah.
Eh.
I mean,
Number seven.
Piggy was better than Speak No Evil.
Oh wow. Okay. I haven't seen Piggy yet, but I got to. Number seven is Lamb, which I haven't seen.
Oh,
Did you see Lamb?
yeah, I saw it. It was all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It
Number
was one of those
seven.
movies that you're like, your famous horror adjacent, and then the last image is like, or close to the end, there's like a horrific image, and I guess that's what firmly landed it in
Yeah,
horror.
that's right. Right. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Number eight, The Innocents, which I really enjoyed last year, but
Yeah, that was a good one with the kids. Yeah,
not number eight. But yeah. Number nine, Hatching. Wow. Interesting. That was from last year too.
yeah, that's why I've heard of it, but I don't know if I saw it.
Yeah. Number 10, Good Night Mommy.
Well, I didn't see it. Good Night Mommy was good. Uh,
Yep. But not top 10. I don't know. Number 11, Wreck.
yeah, can't
Okay.
complain there.
As much as I love Wreck, I'll say that it can go on this list of 20. That's fine. But uh and that's what I'm saying. There's so many good foreign movies. You know
Well,
what I mean? I'm saying
think of
Wreck belongs.
How many Argentos you love
Right.
alone. If they're only allowing
True.
a certain amount, that would be the
Right.
reason for that. I'd say
Yeah. Maybe. Number 12, The
cut down to
Host.
one.
People love that movie, The Host, and I like it, not as much as everybody else.
The host. Oh yeah, the one that we're just talking about, the laptop one.
No, no, that's just called Host. This is The Host from
Oh, the
2007,
dude that
maybe?
directed Parasite. No, am I
Yeah.
getting him
Yeah, it is the
confused? It
guy,
is.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yep. That is him, the host. Yep. Number 13, Ringu. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna be mad at that. It's actually it would be in my top 20. Number 14. Oh, that's a great surprise. Love the movie. Shutter. Shutter is one of my
Oh yeah.
favorite freaking J horrors that gets overlooked. But
Yeah.
that's a great flick. I can't be mad that it's here. It wouldn't even make my list though. But whatever. Number 15, House. Oh, that's what do you call it? Hausu. Japanese experimental
We have
horror
no
film.
martyrs, no inside, like
Not
no
yet.
French extreme yet.
They
Yeah.
don't like the French, but they got a house on there. The Devil's Backbone, number 16. I
All right.
like it, but I'm not over the moon like other people are. But whatever. Number 17, Raw. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great flick.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
French
I
film.
like it. Yeah.
That's the only French film here, right?
Yeah.
Raw.
So far.
Oh, a nice surprise. Number 18, Jew on the Grudge.
I
I'm
mean,
not going
I
to say
like
one
that.
bad
I
word.
think Ju-on deserves more praise than Ringo, personally, but Ringu.
Mm,
But
I do not because I think that Ring started that whole freaking thing. It kicked the whole thing into high gear.
you're rhyming left, right, and center here.
Yep, ringing the
Yeah.
thingin'. Right. But yeah, Jew on the Grudge, love it. Number 19, Nosferatu. That's right. It is another. We can't have a list without Nosferatu
Yeah,
this
I
year.
know. It's showing up on everything. Was it on practical
Wow.
effects too?
Yeah, probably. Number 20, The Platform. Wow.
Oh, I remember liking that. Is that the last one?
Yeah. That's the last one.
I give that list like a C.
I give this list a C as well.
No, I'm not. I can't disagree with a lot of the ones that were on there, but to not have representation
But
by martyrs inside high tension or frontiers, whether you like
this
at
other
least one of
Italian,
those ones, and yeah, like other Italian ones, no Fulci whatsoever.
right?
Like this list, yeah. I'm assuming some of our counterparts would even give it a lower rating of
Yeah,
a D or whatever, but I'll say C
that's fair.
minus.
I'll just say C. Okay, this is one you had to expect from us, but either way, you got to get on. This is from Parade. It's by Samuel R. Moraine. The 32 best slasher movies of all time ranked. Of course,
Oh, here
I'll
we
fly
go.
through. I'll fly through, but let's
Wait,
see what
but
we can.
before you get to this, I know you wanted to save one. Can we do this and one more and then call it?
Okay,
If it's okay, like this list,
we could.
32, and
Well,
then
hold on. Wait a minute.
okay.
Let's see how many we've done. We could stop at 5, and then do 5 next time.
It's just
See,
well,
one,
I don't
two,
want to.
3, 4. Oh yeah, 5 was just the last one we did.
No, let's do one more. Let's do the third. You've got me. You got me. I don't want to be left on a cliffhanger with this slasher list.
Okay, so one more, and then we'll do the rest next show.
Yeah. This is
For
great for
yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's check this out. These are the slashers. Best slasher movies of all time.
How many?
Number
32.
32. Yeah, number 32. Friday the 13th.
Part one. I, okay, I'm glad it's on the fucking list, but 32?
Yeah, but I know. Come on, dude. I can't wait to see what else is on this list based on that. Okay.
Scream
Number
2.
31. Oh, God. And I like the movie, but it's almost insulting to have it above Friday directly. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Movie's fine.
Again, the movie is fine.
Okay.
It wouldn't exist without the fucking movie right before it.
That's for sure. Okay. Number 30, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Okay. No, I can't hate that.
Yeah.
It's on my 32. So, okay.
I've come to like that movie a lot. It's going to be watched in the next couple of weeks. I have it on my
Nice.
Blu-ray. It was one that I used to laugh at. I told you it used to be a joke when I was a kid, and now it's one that I like and respect and watch. It shouldn't be above Friday the 13th, but that's
Of
just
course
me.
not. No.
Yeah.
Well, we can say that just about almost the entirety of the rest of this.
Well,
list.
exactly. Friday the 13th would be
Based
my
on
number
our
one. So
taste.
that's
There
it.
you go. And my number 3. Right. Okay. Number 29, Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Ah,
29.
more
So
love
these
for
are
chapter. Good.
this is one of these people that doesn't like Friday 1 as much as the others. You know what I mean? Some people
That's
are like
okay.
that. Yeah. So
I'm okay with it. I don't agree with it, but I'm okay with it. At least they're not anti Friday the 13th when they're doing a slasher list.
this is a bad thing here.
Uh-oh.
Number 28 is Haunt from 2019.
Well, I'm
What
not
am
gonna
I looking
lie.
at?
It's gonna be on
You
my
like it?
list. It's gonna be on my list, but it's not gonna be above like 3 of the movies that we've just listed.
I know.
I do
Produced by
like it
Eli
though.
Roth.
I do
Okay.
like it.
I don't dislike it. It's fine. Oh, what happened here? Yeah, I don't dislike it. Number 27, House of Wax, which admittedly we all enjoy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We talked about it on the first slasher show.
Is it going to be on 27? No. But so be it. Number 26, You're next. That's a fast and loose slasher definition for us,
Yep.
right?
Again, we
Yeah.
some will put it into that slasher category, but yeah, we've been I think I even said she was a cool final girl because of whatever, but again, I don't know if it's a definitive slasher. It's kind of like
Right. It's not. It's just not. I enjoy
a
it.
mashup of genres.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. 25. This is kind of a shocker. Okay. Number 25, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I bet this guy's gay. Let's see what his name is.
How's that going to tell you?
Samuel R. Murrian. I'm going to
Oh,
look him
he's
up.
definitely gay. Just kidding.
By his name. Yeah.
Samuel.
Samuel Murrian. Oh, actually, he did go to his. Oh, he's the dog enthusiast. On his days off, he watches movies. Hmm.
And sucks
Okay.
cock. Just, just kidding, Samuel.
Okay. We'll have to
Just
go
because
back
he's
to
number
Samuel later.
two there, he's gay.
That high? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just an odd
No,
choice. That
Friday
guy.
7 is number one that we know.
Yeah, forget about it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so where the hell were we? 25 was Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy's Revenge. Very interesting. Oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't say. Okay. Ah,
Nice rifling.
Sleepaway. Sleepaway Camp, number 424.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine with me. I have it here. Okay. All right. Number 23. Blood and Black Lace. Um, and literally, this is what it says: one of the quintessential Giallo pictures.
So
Mario
he's assuming,
Bava's
yeah.
visual, stunning splatterfest centers on brutal slayings in a fashion salon. So he's calling it a Giallo, but putting it on a slasher
Which
list.
some people do interchangeably. I
Mm,
again, we've separated it. I think we do it
yeah,
right, but
most
I
do.
mean, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, that's okay. But then he says that it's one, and then leaves it on the list. Whatever. Number 22, My Bloody Valentine. Okay, I'm glad it's here.
I'm glad it's there very low.
Yeah,
It should be way higher.
agreed. 21, Twitch of the Death Nerve, aka A Bay of Blood.
I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
yep.
again, are
Well,
we calling this as a slasher? That was what we were saying. I mean, there's slasher style killings by an unseen assailant. So yes, in that regard, I can't say it's not a slasher. Uh, I
but there's
know,
murder,
I know, and the plot twists and the the
and they're
everything
doing it
else.
for money.
I know,
Doing it for
I
money
know.
isn't a slasher killer, is it? You know, it's usually revenge or there's something. I don't know. Either way, it's a good movie. I just wouldn't put it here. Number 20, Final Destination.
Well, we've argued about this, and we did say,
Yeah,
if you're gonna kind of a new way Freddy or whatever, instead of it being like it's just death coming for you. And they were done in the
type kills.
slasher
Mm.
type kills. But
We
yep,
don't agree, but we understand. I think that's fair.
yep.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Number 19. Oh my God. Scream 2.
All right, here we
I
go.
can see
I
what
like
direction this list is gonna go here.
uh, I like Scream. I like Scream 2 as well, but
It's okay.
it's yeah. This is a
It's
very
okay,
odd
man.
list.
Yes, it is. All right. Number 18, Freaky. Hmm,
Yeah, yeah,
okay. Oh,
yeah.
that's gay too, isn't it? Is it
No,
gay?
it's
Freaky?
not. It's not.
I thought some gay involved in it.
It just happens to
Okay.
be that Vince Vaughn or a girl goes into Vince Vaughn's body. That's what it
Oh,
is.
that's not gay. No, that's not okay. For some reason, I was thinking of a gay scene,
But
but that's not it.
he's gay.
What is gay? I'll tell you what. If what do you call it's on your hell bent, then he's definitely gay. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way you're gonna have Nightmare 2 and Freaky and Hellbent. Telling you. Although Freaky, I might be way off on. Didn't two guys kiss in Freaky? But is that
Well,
what it
yeah,
was?
because they had to make because yes,
But was the guy gay?
they no, it
And he
was he
kissed.
was interested in the girl that's now in the killer's body, and that was
Okay.
that's why
So
they
there's
kissed
nothing gay about it. Okay. All right.
in a
That's fine.
roundabout way. Sure,
Yeah, so be it. That's okay. No, no. All
in a
right.
roundabout gay.
Number 17. Oh wow. Scream 4. Now, I can't say
I made a
anything bad
joke
about
about
it.
Scream. I know all the Screams are going to be on this top fucking list. I guarantee it.
I should hope not. Not 3.
Yeah. Did Dan
It's
Chase
just
write this list? And Lacey?
right. Scream 4, number
Yeah.
17. Okay. All right. Um, number 16, The Cabin in the Woods. Not a slasher. Let's move
No.
on. Slasher name. Number 15, American Psycho.
Well, great movie, but
Great movie.
we've argued diseased mind.
Yeah,
Again, I don't know.
we
It's
don't
hard to.
consider it a slasher, but so be it. I don't think a lot of people do, to be honest. But
Mm,
whatever. Who am I? All right, number 14,
Dave
X.
Z
Oh,
X. Here we go. A little
well,
surprise.
I do love X, and I do score kind of high. Um, so I can't get mad at it being on the
Yeah,
list.
I don't disagree with that at all. It's
You
the
know?
other some of the other like there are quite a few others that are on this list
Yeah,
so far.
yeah, for sure. Number 13, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. There you go. All
Yeah.
right. I can't say nothing bad there. Awesome. Number 12, It Follows. Just stop.
Slasher.
Yeah, just stop.
Oh, fuck.
I know. Number
Yeah, this
11.
guy's gonna fucking blow a gasket when he hears our show.
Yeah, well. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. This is a Wes Craven fanboy. Right?
Yeah.
That's what's going on here.
Shocker's gonna be in the top 10, right beside Deadly Fucking Friend.
All right, top 10. Number 10 is Candyman.
All right.
Okay. I don't hate it. I don't consider it a slasher, but I don't hate it being on the list on the slasher list. It's okay because it's a great movie. Number 9, Child's Play. Another movie I love, but
I know you call it Killer Doll. I don't
yeah.
care what genre it fits in. It's a six and a half out of 10 for me.
Okay, well
I've
then so
never been a
it's
huge fan of the of the first Child's Play.
right. Okay, that's I find it awfully weird to be number 9, but whatever. Number 8, Black Christmas. There you go.
All
It made
right.
the
Yep.
list.
Yep.
Okay.
2019.
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned that. No, it's actually not. It's 74. It's not even the other one from the post Scream era. So we're okay. 7, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
There you
That's
go.
good too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. 6, Scream.
Yeah.
There
Well,
you
you knew it
go.
was coming. Yeah.
So A Nightmare and then Scream. So Scream isn't number 1. Okay, good.
Probably Halloween will be one.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 5, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can't get mad.
Yep. I can't
You
either.
know?
I know we say a lot of people do put them on slashers.
Yes, they do.
We don't, but that's fine. I
Yeah.
can't get upset with that one.
No, no, nothing wrong there. Okay. Number 4, Alien. How about you? Don't
A-
even
Alien.
ever don't even write for this magazine anymore. How about
This
that?
is this is the same type of person that will argue Predator and the Terminator. Or again, it's a bunch of people. I get it. When you think about it, man, they're isolated. Instead of in the woods, they're in a spaceship and they're getting picked off one by one.
Yep.
I get it from 10 Little Indians or and then there were none standpoint, but come on, the genre mashing versions of these, I can't buy
No,
as slashers. A
no, it's
traditional, but
just not a slasher. I'm sorry. It's not. It's a great movie, but no, just stop. Number 3, Halloween. Wow.
Scream 3 is
Okay.
going to be number one.
What is left? Now let's think about this. Maybe another Friday the 13th sequel?
I don't
I
think
don't know.
so. I don't think so. I think he'll do. I
I
have no
don't know.
fucking clue. I don't know.
Hellbent. He's gonna be
Yeah,
gay, 100%.
Friday 7 and
Hellbent,
Hellbent.
number 1. That would be great. Okay, let's see here. We're probably gonna kick ourselves when we see at least one of these and say, "Oh, how did we not think of that?" But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just, oh, that's why. Okay, number 2 is Psycho. Okay,
Okay, well,
well,
I can't
right.
disagree.
What's one gonna be? Peeping Tom. And number 1, Peeping Tom.
Oh my god. Peeping Tom number one.
See how Lucy was with slashers? That's
Oh
why I
my
said that.
god.
I was like, oh, get the hell
I
out.
I mean the C minus
C
D.
minus is, yeah,
Yeah.
C minus for
Because
me.
it had some like valid entries, but then it just
Yeah,
had some fucking chaos.
I okay, all right.
Oh my
Moving
lord, what
on.
a fuck PPW. I can't believe you. Did you totally guess that out of
There was no
yeah.
bullshit. That was
Oh
me
my
just
god, that is
being
fucking crazy.
facetious. Just
Yeah, because
like,
of
and
his
because
poor
Psycho. If he's calling Psycho number two of a slasher, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be another proto or another something. But then I was like, oh, well, people that believe that Psycho is a slasher and the first slasher, a lot of those people go to
wow.
Peeping Tom as well, right?
Wow. Wow.
They dropped the ball there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
have been happier with Hellbent.
That's true. Friday 7 and Hellman. At least they're slashers. They might not be the greatest, but at least they're slashers, you know?
Wow.
My
Well, let's
God.
continue this. We'll continue this for our official
Want to do
you
more?
know what? The next show could come out after Christmas. It could be between Christmas
Yeah.
and New Year. So this may be our Christmas show. We didn't even know it. So happy
Yeah.
holidays. Merry Christmas. I think we should continue this. Dave, you and I will be
We will.
talking. We're going to continue this, but I can't believe how fucking crazy busy this season will be. But yeah, the next show will be out. This will be out before Christmas. There'll be 2 episodes out before Christmas, obviously, and then the last episode in December will be in between.
Well, then Merry Christmas to whoever celebrates and happy
Yeah.
Boxing Day and all that other
Oh, thank you.
good stuff. Yeah.
And
So
happy
much love, you
holidays to
guys.
all you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully this
Yep.
was better audio overall. This is Christian
Wow.
coming at you with my what's it, my old mic, my fucking raspy ass voice. I don't know what I'm
It's all
saying. I'm
good.
saying good night, everybody. That's
That's right.
all.
Yeah. Manchichi, Manchichi. Happy holidays. That's it. Peace out. Good night. Much love.
You say no.